trying cases, and winning. And when you have those results at trial, you're able to settle most of your cases quickly and fairly. Reputation matters. We grew like this because we worked hard, and so many former clients referred family and friends. And what I believe is the main reason is we delivered for our clients a lot. Hard work and client satisfaction was our plan. It worked. Hope is not a plan. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Goodbye, Beth. I'll see you later. I called National Exterminators. For just $46, they get all rodents and bugs. 23946, no bug. Ow!
Call the boys at National Exterminators at 23946, no bug, or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs. Bugs, termites, rodents, and even attic insulation. Better service, better prices, and no contracts.
Goodbye, Beth. I'll see you later. I called National Exterminators. For just $46, they get all rodents and bugs. 23946, no bug. Ow!
Call the boys at National Exterminators at 23946, no bug, or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs. Bugs, termites, rodents, and even attic insulation. Better service, better prices, and no contracts.
Here's an understatement. The last 12 months have been a roller coaster, right? Because of the pandemic, most Americans have increased their focus on investment and retirement planning. But what if you haven't taken that all-important first step? Annex Wealth Management can help. We'll create a solid plan for you that includes investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning. It's time to take us up on that free portfolio review. AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button. Know the difference with a fee-only fiduciary. That's Annex Wealth Management.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 6 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
A boat breaks apart off San Diego. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. The Coast Guard says 4 people are dead among the 29 confirmed to have been aboard so far. Jeff Stevenson is a Border Patrol agent supervisor.
Every indication from our perspective is that this was a smuggling vessel used to smuggle migrants into the United States illegally. We haven't confirmed the nationality of the people involved, but our agents are with many of them at the hospital.
The boat was a 40-foot cabin cruiser not built to carry that many people. Coronavirus is killing more than 3,400 people a day in India over the last week. Brown University School of Public Health Dean Dr. Ashish Jha says it's in the United States' best interest to help fight the outbreak there.
From a pure public health point of view, that large of an outbreak also is fertile ground for more variants. There are just many, many reasons why we've got to be very deeply engaged in helping India get this outbreak under control.
He was on ABC's This Week. Human remains are found in 2 of 3 bears euthanized after an attack on a woman in Colorado.
A 39-year-old woman was found dead in southwestern Colorado after an apparent bear attack. The unidentified woman from Durango was believed to have gone walking with her dogs Friday near Trimble. According to her boyfriend, he returned home at about 8:30 p.m. and the dogs were outside, but the woman was missing. He started searching and found her an hour later and called 911.
Fox's Sal Giangrasso. President Biden and the First Lady will be in Virginia today promoting the administration's spending plans.
The next 5 days going to be crucial for President Biden as he heads out to the road to look eye to eye with Americans to sell that spending proposal to Americans. He is wheels up to southeastern Virginia to talk infrastructure. The President and First Lady will head to Yorktown, Virginia today. The Vice President will be in Milwaukee tomorrow on Wednesday. She'll join the Commerce Secretary, former Governor of Rhode Island, in Providence. And the President will be in Louisiana, New Orleans, and Lake Charles coming up on Thursday.
Fox's David Spunt. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News Traffic.
A disabled vehicle in Bonita Springs at South Tamiami Trail and Old 41 Road is causing a slight delay on Pelican Landing Parkway as you're heading west of South Tamiami Trail. Also in Lehigh Acres, we are congested on Jaguar east of Eisenhower towards Columbus. No surprise there. That still looks great on Milwaukee if you want the alternate. Also, traffic is getting busy on 26 to the west of Gunnery Road. Heading out of Gateway, the slowdown is on Griffin Drive. Gateway Boulevard still a nice option. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Get ready for a muggy Monday, Southwest Florida. Temperatures this morning already toasty into the mid-70s. We are going to soar to the lower 90s this afternoon, even a few inland spots into the mid-90s. But with those humidity levels, it'll feel closer to 100 degrees later on today. Now, we do see some showers and thunderstorms to help cool you off, but that'll mainly be inland east of I-75 at about 2 to 6 p.m. As we look ahead to Tuesday, more opportunities for heat, humidity, and thunderstorms before a late week cold front is actually going to dry us out slightly as we head toward the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Drive the lefties at work crazy with the facts. Get up to speed mornings with Drew Steele. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hey, this is Papa reporting that we're still getting a lot of calls from homeowners who were told they needed a new re-roof after Irma. Most of these folks had a few broken tiles that are obsolete. Our company has 2 warehouses filled with the older obsolete tiles that have never been used. If you think that you may not need a new re-roof, but only need to replace some obsolete tile, please call me for our free tile roof inspection. We may be able to repair and seal your roof to make it look new and beautiful, a lot cheaper than replacing the entire roof. If you call me for our free inspection, we'll place you on our proactive list. And in the event of another hurricane, you won't have to go searching for a contractor because we will automatically call you to see if you need assistance. Let me show you how we can clean and seal and protect your roof, pavers, and pool decks. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Carrie, and Cody, call us at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. We're open 24/7, and you can call us right now for a free tile roof inspection. License number CCC 1326213.
It's Mel's Diner for Mother's Day.
We're bringing back good times and great food. Mel's Diner.
This Sunday, Mel celebrates Mom with fabulous Mother's Day specials. How about an eye-opening classic lobster Benedict together with Mel's breakfast potatoes and fresh fruit, $15.99. Pair it with a $5.59 mimosa, and it's a Mother's Day breakfast to remember. Mother's Day lunch and dinner features a spectacular filet mignon, prepared to order together with a succulent lobster tail, served with baked potato and soup or salad, $19.99. Or how about blackened shrimp Alfredo, served with Caesar salad, just $14.99. Every mom gets a special gift, a $5 dining certificate to be used on her next visit. Reservations for 6 or more gladly taken. Mel's does the home cooking and clean up Mother's Day and every day. Happy Mother's Day from Mel's Diner.
She's been shopping for months to make sure that when she walks, people are always looking at her feet. Italian, classic, modern, she had to find the perfect look. And when her friends come and visit, their gaze always goes down to admire her floors.
Get your floors noticed. GC Flooring Boutique for indoor and outdoor living. View GC Flooring's extensive stone, mosaic, vinyl, wood, and tile. Your Legno Bastogne Gallery on JNC Boulevard. GCFlooringofNaples.com.
You probably know Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano for car accidents and other personal injury matters. But did you know they have attorneys who specialize in many other areas of the law? Whether you're in need of creating or updating your will and testament, or need advice about divorce or child custody, they have an attorney for you. And unlike the all-too-familiar competitors, at Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano, you'll be meeting directly with the attorney handling your matter, not some coordinator or case manager looking to increase their numbers. Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano. They've been serving you for over 35 years. Have a family law question? Are you seeking a divorce or have child custody issues you need resolved? Do you need assistance with dividing property? At Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano, their attorneys can walk you through this difficult process as the needed advocate to protect your legal rights. They've been here for you in the past, they're here today, and will be here for you tomorrow. LDTlaw.com. Offices Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Naples.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. When you need certainty in the home buying process with a loan that fits your life, Rocket can.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hi. Good morning, Southwest Florida. How you doing today? 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live. DrewSteele.com is the website. We appreciate you watching. Steele has 3 E's. If you want to go to Facebook, that's fine, at Drew Steele Radio as well. We just had an update on all the equipment here in the studio and computers throughout the building, I guess, and everything is out of whack. Is your mic working?
Hello?
Yep, it is. Okay. So your mic's working. My mic now is working.
Yeah, if Sabrina and Brittany sounded a little different.
Yeah, so we've had a couple of technical glitches as we've been trying to work through this. And you know what's really funny? If I didn't say anything to you, you wouldn't know it because we figured it all out. Because that's what we do here. It's about putting out fires. That's what we do, is putting out fires. And that's fine. It's no big deal. It's all in the best interest of security and safety and everything else. And so that's good, except for the fact when you get in at 4 o'clock in the morning and you find out that everything is like, what happened here? And so that happened. Look, it's the it's pulling back the veil, everybody. It's just all the things that you wouldn't have known otherwise unless I say it, and maybe otherwise you just don't care. But that's who we are. We've got that kind of relationship. I just hit the keyboard, and now it is off. All right. So a lot of things to discuss this morning. First of all, a big thank you to everybody who showed up. We're part of the plot against the president last Thursday night. It was fantastic with Congressman Nunes and Kash Patel and Jack Langer and Amanda Milius, the producer of the film. It was a lot of fun. We had a great time. And I bring this up for those even that didn't get a chance to be part of the event. Oh, there's more. We got more coming. Don't you worry. So very soon we'll have some things to talk about. So we're excited about. And that's a great thing. So thank you. The second thing I wanted to bring up this morning is there's no doubt that the more Ron DeSantis is out on the public stage, the more that people like him, want to hear him, and possibly could see him as the next president of the United States. We don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves because 22 is around the corner. And if we take that moment in time and think that everything's going to be fine in 22, that 24 is where we need to focus. Yeah, that's a bad idea because there are Democrats who are going to be running against DeSantis, and they're going to be bigger names than Nikki Fried. Nikki Fried can do all the marijuana commercials that she wants to do. She can put her face on every gas pump all around the state of Florida and then have taken off and then put it back on again. She can do whatever she wants. She could have giant billboards with her face on it talking about marijuana. She could do it all day long, but it's not going to help when you have some bigger names that are looking to get into the race, that we had some announcements over the weekend. And listen, nobody, as our friend Dan Bongino likes to say, nobody likes self-praise. Self-praise stinks. But sometimes you got to do it because nobody else. Lord knows that Jake's not going to do it. Jake is never going to give me any credit because last week I said to you that there was something really strange about Val Demings going on to many of the talk shows near in October and November. You remember the discussion was about Val Demings, Representative Demings, Congresswoman here in the state of Florida, that she was possibly going to be a vice presidential candidate before Kamala Harris's name was announced. There was talk of that. And then she started to talk about different things when it comes to policing and taking an interesting perspective because of her background. Yes, of her background of being an officer and a police chief. But just because she was doesn't necessarily mean that she sides with officers and departments and systemic racism and the like. That may have been one of the things and reasons why people had doubts about her possibly being a vice presidential pick, and it may have affected that. And I said, the reason being that some of the talk was that she wasn't on the side of Democrats nationally. This idea that continues to be pushed about systemic racism and officers and departments. And listen, you're not left enough. Barack Obama's not left enough. Let's not forget that the woke left in this country has their eyes set on a prize that they're not going to get as long as you and I are in their way. And that is the total destruction of this country. It's not going to happen. But there are certain individuals who side with the party, but not enough. And so last week when I heard Val Demings talking about the officer who shot and killed the young lady in who was getting ready to stab that other individual. Everybody saw it on video. We all knew what we saw. We all understood at that moment in time what was happening. And you could make a determination quickly as to whether or not that was the right move until we found out that I guess there were people in this country that would look at that and think quite the opposite. And it seems kind of bizarre. And the whole story and how every incident is its own incident. And you can't just paint a broad brush of racism across everything, systemic racism. You have to look at individuals and situations to make that decision. But I mean, half the country, for some reason, doesn't believe that. So remember last week I said to you, Jake, that this was weird. That again, after that, not the first time, that Val Demings would go onto a national show. And in that incident particularly, it was CBS News, it was Face the Nation, it was last week. Was it last weekend or the weekend before? A couple of weekends before. When she said,
you know, now everybody has the benefit of slowing the video down and seizing the perfect moment. The officer on the street does not have that ability. He or she has to make those split-second decisions, and they're tough. But the limited information that I know in viewing the video, it appears that the officer responded as he was trained to do, with the main thought of preventing a tragedy and a loss of life of the person who was about to be assaulted.
Now, I said, that's interesting that she brought that up, Jake, because Val Demings, a congresswoman here in the state of Florida, bringing that up, which is on the other side of the woke, on the other side of the race hustlers, on the other side of those that are perpetually talking about systemic racism within our judicial system, within policing, you know all that, right? That she says that. And my first reaction was, what was it, Jake? It was, it's an interesting time to be saying this. I think she's going to run for governor. I really honestly think that that's where Ron DeSantis came from as a congressman. He's like, I want to be the governor. And, of course, winning. You know, Representative Demings. I said after hearing that, and I'm just wondering, kind of toning it down in certain ways, looking at the state as a whole and electability and being able to have that on the record to say that I wonder if she's going to run for governor. I'm telling you. And look at that. Over the weekend, and during the week, but mostly over the weekend, as Charlie Crist officially launched his comeback campaign for his old job. That's right, Charlie Crist, who now is taking his not first but second, third bid to be governor of the state of Florida, where Charlie Crist doesn't know if he's a Republican, a Democrat, if he's bringing back the Whig Party. Nobody knows what Charlie Crist is, but man, he just can't get enough. That yes, now a Democratic congressman, Crist is the biggest name to announce his candidacy, but by no means is the most talked about. Democrat insiders are buzzing more about Representative Val Demings. What did I say? Oh, boy. What did I say? I said that was going to happen. And again, I'm not trying to say I was right, but yeah, I was right. So a little bit of that there. And some are saying the Crist loyalists are looking more at Val Demings. And no, they're not laughing. They're not doing that either. I don't know. My button bar is all messed up too. Why not? Let's just throw that in on this messed up Monday. And some former Crist loyalists are planning to work for her or for the ag commissioner, Nikki Fried. But they're not really looking at Charlie Crist, which that's Caputo over at Politico is saying that. But again, I mentioned it. I said Val Demings, watch out. Don't be surprised. She will be the state nominee. No doubt about it. If she runs, she will be the state nominee. She'll be well ahead of Crist. She'll be well ahead of Nikki Fried. Doesn't matter how many gas pumps and marijuana she wants to talk about. And not only that, but really anybody who comes into the race in a broken Democrat party here in the state of Florida is going to be somebody that's going to be a rehash name, just like Charlie Crist. It isn't going to get anybody excited. But I said it, and yeah, how about that? I know that I didn't do this whole segment just to pat myself on the back. But like I said, if I don't do it, nobody does. That's not really true. It is, but that's not why I did this. So a little bit of Florida news there. And also Ron DeSantis, who, as the American Thinker said, climbs another rung in the presidential ladder. So what exactly did Ron DeSantis do? What exactly has he been talking about that would make the American Thinker write this article? We'll play some audio and we'll have that coming up. Also this morning, there's some other things that are going on. You know, it's important that we understand, and I can't emphasize this enough, that there are going to be people, locally elected officials, that are going to have you believe that the decisions that they make are not decisions in any way, shape, or form that are based on their political ideology. Yeah, right. And so we're going to root out, we're going to find out, we're going to discover more about those that are running locally in races like school board and county commission and city councils and anything else that's going on in Southwest Florida, because we're going to root out those that'll tell you that they are one thing, but they're actually another. Enough is enough, especially when we're talking about our kids. And you have to understand that if you desperately hate the governor of the state of Florida, if you really do believe that you have to side with a teachers union that we find out does not want to follow the science, that documents, according to Breitbart, now suggest that Joe Biden let the teachers union shape CDC school reopening policy, where the CDC looked at the schools looked at the CDC policy and said, everything looks like we can reopen. Then the teachers unions came in and said, nope, we're not doing it. No. Because, you know, the unions care about the kids, right? They don't. And the Biden administration influenced by them. And now the discussion is whether or not nationally schools are going to reopen in the fall. Like, there's no guarantee, even now, with the evidence we had before, the science that we had before that said you need to do this. And now with teachers being vaccinated, and in some cases the kids being vaccinated, and it's still not enough for unions. Don't tell us that politics don't mean something. Don't tell us that the teachers unions don't have that kind of sway and kind of pull when it comes to the education of our kids. Don't tell us that those that are local, that are school board members, that tell us that somehow their political ideology, their political feelings behind the scenes will have no effect on the education of our kids. Yes, they do. That's why slates need to be cleaned. That's why everything needs to be washed clean, and we need brand new individuals in there who represent what we believe the best way to educate our kids, as opposed to teachers unions and going along with Democrat policies that clearly don't have the interests of your kids in mind. I wonder what school board members in Collier County and Lee County and other areas, Charlotte, Glades, Hendry, I wonder what they think about critical race theory. Like if they, we're not going to teach it here, or we don't believe in, or really? I wonder if they would say that. I wonder if we're going to be able to question people individually. Like, oh, yeah, we will. All right, 239-479-5592. So we're going to get to that in the latest. We're going to get to this story about DeSantis and some of the weekend buzz talk that is frustrating a lot of people who would just really like for Ron DeSantis to go away, and he's not going. And man, there's some other things that are happening as well that are a pretty big deal, especially when we're looking at how Republicans, the GOP, is really going to have to understand that the party is not the party of old, that the never-Trumpers and the Liz Cheney loving, the Mitt Romney loving, the establishment loving GOP is not going to win. They're not going to be respected in any way because of the disrespect that they've shown for Republicans. And in many cases, what we're coming to find out is that they've almost taken advantage of certain individuals when it comes to just banking on the fact that, yeah, you'll vote for us. Yeah, you'll back us. No. And if you heard the booing and the humiliation of Mitt Romney in Utah over the weekend, it was apparent. And it was lovely to see. And you'll get a chance to hear that coming up. All right, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com. Steele has 3 E's. We love that you are watching. Thank you so much for that. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
92.5 Fox News. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
This Fox News Business Report is presented by Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions Incorporated, providing organic and botanical pest control solutions since 2011.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says President Biden's huge proposed spending on infrastructure, families, and education won't fuel inflation because the plans would be phased in gradually over 10 years. Some economists warn the Federal Reserve's current ultra-low interest rates and the administration's proposed $4 trillion in new spending on top of about $5 trillion already approved by Congress risk accelerating inflation. Monday, Apple faces one of its most serious legal threats in recent years, a trial that threatens to upend its iron control over its App Store, which brings in billions of dollars each year while feeding more than 1.6 billion iPhones, iPads, and other devices. The federal court case is being brought by Epic Games, maker of the popular video game Fortnite. Asian markets ended mostly lower, with markets in Tokyo and Shanghai closed for holidays. U.S. stock futures higher overnight, crude oil prices lower. And that's your Fox Business Report. I'm Salgi and Grasso, invested in you.
Only T-Mobile for Business uses unconventional thinking to help businesses realize new possibilities, like our WFX solutions enabled by our nationwide 5G network that help teams stay connected and productive where work happens. We also provide an award-winning customer experience and first-class benefits with every plan. Get unmatched network support and value without any trade-offs at T-Mobile.com/unconventional. Capable device required. Coverage not available in some areas. Some uses may require certain plan or feature. See T-Mobile.com.
This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no loan costs, period. If the mortgage you have right now was done prior to COVID-19, you should call us for a free review. At Mortgage Warehouse, we understand how frustrating it can be to make your mortgage payment month after month, and the loan balance just doesn't seem to go down. The payment is mostly interest, but we can help with that. We can combine near record low mortgage rates with our local no closing cost program to improve your mortgage payment right away. You do not have to roll any closing costs into your loan balance to get these ultra low mortgage rates. You can apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com or call 313-5000. That's 313-5000. MortgageWarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154. Equal housing lender.
Hey, we get it. You don't want to be hearing a Progressive commercial right now, so let us tell you something you do want to hear. No one is funnier than you. People laugh just thinking about the things you've said. I'm laughing at one of them right now. Coworkers repeat your jokes at the office, but they're never as good as when you tell them, and shame on them for trying. There. Don't you feel better? You'll also feel better knowing you could save when you bundle home and auto with Progressive. Although I'm sure you'd have a funnier way to say that. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
Hello, Floridians. Today is a good day. Today is a good day to stay comfortable. Today is a good day to have your AC worries taken away. And it's a good day to get service backed by over 50 years of AC excellence.
Oh, yes.
So if you're having AC issues, get a new Carrier system and save up to $2,000 in rebates, plus 6 months no payments. And Florida Cool Today will help you get the best from today.
Call today, cool today, FloridaCoolToday.com.
Carrier, turn to the experts.
Dr. Svetlana Kogan here, a board-certified internal medicine concierge physician on 5th Avenue South in Naples. Many of you wonder what holistic practice is. Well, good health is like a puzzle. It depends on how you perceive yourself, your environment, what you eat, your relationships, and lifestyle. It takes time and skill for the doctor to put these pieces of the puzzle together for you and come up with solutions customized to your specific needs. Holistic doctors believe that less medication is better and use preventive approach to keep you out of harm's way. This is also a concierge practice. Every patient gets my email and cell phone for emergencies and can be seen the same day if necessary. You are seen by me personally, and we take all the time that you need. You can visit my website, customlongevity.com. That's customlongevity.com to learn about how I, Dr. Svetlana Kogan, can help you feel healthy and balanced again.
When it comes to weather forecasting here in Southwest Florida, accuracy matters.
Meteorologist Matt Devitt told you when this storm would hit.
Reliability matters.
Chief Meteorologist Matt Devitt is tracking this powerful storm.
Experience matters.
Just had a huge surge come in from the Atlantic.
Trust Matt Devitt.
Bring that umbrella. Look at all the rain.
Wink News Chief Meteorologist Matt Devitt. Weeknights on Wink News, the Weather Authority.
Next, Rachel.
My food session is
pickle nachos.
Peanut butter filled pretzel.
It's fantastic.
Our friends are fessing up.
This is what I'm in love with.
Everyone will make this.
To having fun with their food. Chef Andrew Zimmern's doubling down on his cravings.
The walking taco of your dreams.
And Rach delivers French bread pizzas 2 ways.
What's to confess about that except you like fun?
Next, Rachel.
Rachel Ray, this morning at 11 on WXCW.
Like the best superheroes, she's not one for the limelight. No, this superhero shines in shadow, playing the mild-mannered mom, playing down her daily miracles. You know her for the hero she is. And if this year's the year you thank her big, do it with a more thoughtful, more efficient, and organized home space with help from the master designers at Closet Factory. A space to create even better miracles and the perfect place to hang her cape at the end of the day. Find out how at closetfactory.com.
Hi, this is Keith, the owner of Storm Shield Windows in North Fort Myers, and Storm Shield wants you to be prepared for the upcoming season. Global Weather Oscillations, an organization that predicts storms and hurricanes, has just been cited as the most accurate in storm forecasting by the media. Professor David Dilley, senior forecaster for Global Weather Oscillations, says that GWO's Climate Pulse Technology model indicates that some regions of the United States have entered or will be entering the most dangerous hurricane landfall cycle in 70 years.
The experience with their product was great. We went through the storm. We didn't have to rush around and got plywood. We didn't have to put up shutters. It wasn't loud. It wasn't scary. There was no noise at all. We could see outside the whole time. We felt safe, and I just can't thank Storm Shield enough for the quality of their product and the peace of mind and security that it gave my family and me through the storm.
Enjoy the peace of mind, safety, and security that Storm Shield Hurricane Windows and Doors will add to your home. Call Storm Shield for a free in-home estimate today at 239-491-7002. 491-7002.
License number CGCA 60475.
People sometimes may wonder why they need a big law firm after their injury. Imagine you're on your way to work and then bam, your whole life changes. You're injured and now you have to fight for justice. Your opponent is not the driver of the car that hit you. It's their insurance company. When you're fighting to get what you deserve, it's go big or go home. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Wink News Traffic.
A disabled vehicle in Bonita Springs at South Taimame Trail and Old 41 Road is causing a slight delay on Pelican Landing Parkway as you're heading west of South Taimame Trail. Also in Lehigh Acres, we are congested on Jaguar east of Eisenhower towards Columbus. No surprise there. That still looks great on Milwaukee if you want the alternate. Also, traffic is getting busy on 26 to the west of Gunnery Road. Heading out of Gateway, the slowdown is on Griffin Drive. Gateway Boulevard, still a nice option. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Get ready for a muggy Monday, Southwest Florida. Temperatures this morning already toasty into the mid-70s. We are going to soar to the lower 90s this afternoon, even a few inland spots into the mid-90s. But with those humidity levels, it'll feel closer to 100 degrees later on today. Now, we do see some showers and thunderstorms to help cool you off, but that'll mainly be inland east of I-75 at about 2 to 6 p.m. As we look ahead to Tuesday, more opportunities for heat, humidity, and thunderstorms before a late week cold front is actually going to dry us out slightly as we head toward the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Get more than what the internet tells you. Get up to speed on The Drive with Trey Radel. Weekdays 5 to 7. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Nothing runs like a... I need something I can depend on. I need a Kubota.
At Florida Coast Equipment, we have equipment you can depend on. We have the best deals in town for Kubota tractors, mowers, utility vehicles, and Kubota construction equipment. Our family has been Florida's premier Kubota dealership for over 30 years. Whether you're buying, renting, or simply need your Kubota service, come on over to Florida Coast Equipment in Naples. Equipment you can depend on at a price you'll love. Florida Coast Equipment, we've got you covered.
It's Kaylee Kobe at Kobe Cooling. It's been almost 5 minutes since you have heard an air conditioning company commercial all day long. Blah, blah, blah. So how do you pick the best? First, only pick a company with NATE certified mechanics. Next, the license holder should also be the owner, not some random license. And you want someone who has stood the test of time. In other words, you want Kobe Cooling.
When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949. And now offering Kobe's exclusive brand, the Florida Reserve. Call and ask us about a 10-year guarantee with no hassle warranties.
True relief for back and neck pain.
In my office, Johnston Spinal Care 596 Back, every day I talk with patients that for so many years just suffered with back or neck pain. Many just assuming that it was normal or something they had to live with. They'd tried injections, epidurals, or even surgery with no success, always looking for a chair to relieve pain, or always dreading pain while sleeping or getting out of bed. It's time to treat the root of the problem. Please don't think there are no other options. You can overcome problems from sciatica, stenosis, neuropathy, bulging degenerative discs, or scoliosis. Non-surgical spinal decompression can change your life. Think of how much happier you'd be without pain. This Medicare-friendly treatment combines science and technology to offer a state-of-the-art, non-surgical procedure that is remarkably effective. We always offer a free telephone consultation and free x-rays to see if you're a candidate for spinal decompression. Johnston Spinal Care, we're here for you. Call 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Introducing our King and Queen Cut Prime Rib Specials, available Friday and Saturday nights at Seed to Table. The King Cut is over 22 ounces of tender Braveheart Angus prime rib with the bone in, served with mashed potatoes, green beans, horseradish, and au jus for $29.99. The Queen Cut is 14 ounces of boneless prime rib with the same delicious sides for $24.99. See you soon at Seed to Table.
It's Mel's Diner for Mother's Day.
We're bringing back good times and great food. Mel's Diner.
This Sunday, Mel celebrates Mom with fabulous Mother's Day specials. How about an eye-opening classic lobster Benedict together with Mel's breakfast potatoes and fresh fruit, $15.99. Pair it with a $5.59 mimosa, and it's a Mother's Day breakfast to remember. Mother's Day lunch and dinner features a spectacular filet mignon, prepared to order together with a succulent lobster tail, served with baked potato and soup or salad, $19.99. Or how about blackened shrimp Alfredo, served with Caesar salad, just $14.99. Every mom gets a special gift, a $5 dining certificate to be used on her next visit. Reservations for 6 or more gladly taken. Mel's does the home cooking and clean up Mother's Day and every day. Happy Mother's Day from Mel's Diner.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Stay break 92.5 Fox News 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's, and we appreciate you watching and add Drew Steele Radio on Facebook. We got all kinds of technical issues going on this morning, and Jake's just throwing his hands up. Look, at least you're smiling. Can I just show you for a second? Let's put you on the screen so for people watching, you're smiling. It's okay. It's all right.
Well, I just don't want to get copyrighted.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. But I'm talking. All right, but what I'm talking about is the fact that there are things that are popping up that shouldn't usually pop up. Yeah, it's just a weird day. It's a weird Monday. I don't know what it is. It's just, you know what I think what it is. And before we get into some of the important issues, I think that I noticed that the town where we live here in Southwest Florida, no matter where you are, people are acting really weird this weekend. And even today, you may notice it. And you know what? You know what the problem is? It started on Friday. You know what the problem is? It's summer. It's absolutely summer now. The temperatures are way too hot during the day. It's uncomfortable. Where it feels like, right? Hasn't it been like upper 90? I mean,
you see my face? I'm sunburned.
Right. And people are miserable because they're not ready for it yet. It was like that. It happened. Did you notice that?
Yeah, all I did was I cut my grass. You see my face?
I know. I see your face. It's not as
pale.
Well, yeah, that.
Ghostly.
But that's not what I was thinking. I was thinking more like pretty. That wasn't really the case. This is the thing. I think people are like agitated. They're frustrated, and that's why what's happening here today with us in the studio is a little agitating, because typically it would just be like technical issues. It's okay. We'll fix it. Putting out fires is what we do. No problem. But for some reason, we're a little on edge, and it's because of the weather. It's because it is now officially summer. It's way too hot during the day. We get a little bit of cool at night, but it's on. It's on.
Back to 2 showers a day now.
Yep, it is back. That's right. Jake had a couple of months there where he showered every other day. It was nice. He didn't sweat as much, and now it's up to 2 again. And it happened like that. Instantly. Listen, and
like the earth was, like it's going through its cycle.
Right. Right. Like it's something that happens naturally all the time. Look,
normal,
here's the good news. I mean, even in all of this, it's not that big a deal because it's not like it's not like the woke have taken over our childhood and anything like that, like Disney and Disney characters. It's not like they're going to cancel Snow White or anything like that. Oh, hey, this just in. Yeah, they are. Will Snow White be canceled next? They revamped the ride at Disney in California. It was 243 days that Disney in Orlando was open. And then just now, they opened up Disneyland in California. Now they do it. And they've got a revamp of the ride, and I don't know if you heard about this, but they're super excited about the revamp.
We are positive that the guests are going to be absolutely blown away.
Oh yeah,
by this dazzling new attraction and such a beautiful, sweet story.
Yeah, such a beautiful, sweet storyline. You know the storyline of Snow White? Do you know the storyline of Snow White? Okay, you don't know. Look at the Jake doesn't know the storyline of Snow White. I get them all confused. But here's the part that everybody's upset about. So they revamped it. It's got new animatronic characters. And the only reason why I'm bringing this up, because we don't live in California, we're not going to see any of this, is that the scene-stealing scene is at the end, right? It is the most important part of Snow White's story, which is True Love's Kiss. Did you know that, Jake? Here's a little Disney lesson. And there's probably some Disney families that are listening right now that love the Disney stories. And as you know, Snow White, I think she eats the apple, she falls asleep. They got to get the prince to give her a kiss, True Love's Kiss. She gets True Love's Kiss. Boom, she's back to life, right? You following me, Jake?
Well, as much as I can, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, they reopened on Friday after shutting down during the pandemic. They revamped the ride. And at the very end, they've got this moment where it's the prince who's giving Snow White the True Love's Kiss. And there's concerns now because it undermines lessons about consent. That's right. We've got to get rid of the True Love's Kiss, the way it was written, the story. At the end, the prince comes along and wakes Snow White up because it's the True Love's Kiss. But now critics are saying that it models bad behavior, and a sleeping princess has not given consent for you to kiss her. And how dare we do this to our kids? To which many of us saying, it's a cartoon. We never talked about this before. Well, you never talked about this before because you didn't care about it. But now the woke care about this. This is the time where we stand. No. See, here's another moment in time where you have a choice. Either the company is going to push back and say, no, we're not going to let you do this. Your voices do not rule the day. It is not mob rules in this country. That's not how this works. You don't get to say this. And it's ridiculous what you're talking about because nobody's thinking about this except you. And you came up with this just recently. And there's something really wrong with the way you're thinking. Or you go along with it and you start revamping. And I guess you can probably imagine what most of the woke corporations are doing right now. They think that in the Church of Woke, the way you are able to be accepted as a parishioner in the Church of Woke is to be what they tell you to be and do what they tell you to do, only to realize that soon you'll never be woke enough and they will literally destroy your company because they never cared about your company to begin with. Which brings up some really interesting points about the woke in this country, which really does bring up a lot about woke. And it really does bring a lot up about those that will riot and tear down and loot and destroy in the name of anarchy because of our capitalist system. We're in Austin, Texas over the weekend. I don't know if you saw the video of this, but communists were marching in the streets of Austin, Texas this weekend, along with others across the globe. May Day, May 1st. In London, communists, along with BLM and Antifa, were on the streets protesting on May Day. Communists walking the streets openly with hammer and sickle in hand in Austin, Texas. And I think that before we move on, I'm just going to make this point. Why don't you back up your talk with actions? And I'm not saying that you should go to Disney and say, Snow White's got to be canceled because the cancel culture is here. And we're telling you that it wasn't, there's no permission here in this kiss. And we don't care about the story because ultimately the story is racist because the country's racist. And the theme of it is, and fill in the ist or the obi or whatever you want to do. But why don't you walk a walk? I might make that suggestion today. Hey, if you're somebody who's big into Antifa and against capitalism, maybe you're part of this woke culture of canceling and you don't like certain businesses that are doing things and you find something wrong with every single one of them, why don't you do us a favor, especially you anarchists? Here's where you start. Start with your actions. Don't go to restaurants. Don't go to companies, businesses. Don't shop for food. Don't go to grocery stores. Don't get yourself a cup of coffee at your favorite coffee shop. Don't do any of that. In other words, kind of divorce yourself completely from society. Because that's how you're truly woke. When you walk the walk. Like, just don't go to any businesses that are free market companies that believe in capitalism, that built these businesses from the ground up. Just don't go. Just stop. Let's see how long that lasts. Well, they got to eat. Sorry. I like my coffee. Too bad. No, I'm serious. But they won't. All right, 239-479-5592. Hey, I wanted to talk about this. Yeah, I was going to bring this up. Okay, let's bring it up right now. Speaking of, I don't know, images. But that's I'm trying to figure out a good way to segue. It's a weird Monday. I can't seg out of this. I'm just going to say it. Joe Biden is trying to give you the impression as president of the United States that he's not a joke.
Not a joke.
But the fact is that he is, and everybody knows it, and how you have to, as a president, you've got to kind of back up your, hey, I guess this is the good seg, your words with deeds, right? If you've got confidence in a vaccine and you're Joe Biden, then why is it that you're outside wearing a mask? Why is it that Joe Biden continues to wear a mask outdoors? Virtue signaling. Why does he continue to wear a mask outdoors if he is trying to follow CDC guidelines that says you don't have to do it? So why are you doing it? What's the reasoning behind that? Well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, if you didn't hear the audio of CNN and Jake Tapper, listen, Jake Tapper, I'm not really sure where Jake Tapper's head is at, because he's like a you know, those roller coasters that kind of flip and go side to side, and you think you're going to go left, and all of a sudden you go right, and then you go upside down, you're right side up. You don't know where you are. Jake Tapper is kind of like that. At one minute, you think, oh, here's something that's very coherent. Here's something that's very spot on. And then next thing, he's going to tell you that because you're a Republican and a conservative, that somehow you're inherently racist or something ridiculous like that. I'm not saying he said that, but that's kind of the vibe that you're all... Anyway. So when Jake Tapper confronts Anita Dunn, who is the White House advisor, about why you would do this, what do you think she would say? Why is Joe Biden outside wearing a mask when the CDC guideline says he doesn't have to? I mean, you're trying to have confidence in the vaccine. What's up with that? Well, you'll find out what was said, and you may or may not believe it. You're not going to believe it, but you will believe it. All right, that's coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along. Let's find out what's going on with traffic. By the way, if you want to watch the program, we would love to have you do that at drewsteele.com. The website, Steele has 3 E's, and we appreciate you doing that. Sabrina Katz, we appreciate you. Traffic, what's up?
A crash on Colonial Boulevard at Dynasty Drive is delaying traffic on Colonial Boulevard heading out of Lehigh to the interstate. Just a place to avoid right now. Go ahead and stick to MLK Boulevard if you're trying to get onto I-75. A disabled vehicle as well on the interstate just north of Bonita Beach Road towards Corkscrew. Luckily, this is not delaying traffic. And there's a crash in North Fort Myers at Bayshore Road in Slater, still delaying traffic southbound on Slater Road. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Hot and humid. 2 ways that we are starting off your Monday, and it's the same way we're going to end. Temperatures this morning into the mid-70s, and it is muggy out there. But we will reach the upper 80s and lower 90s this afternoon with heat index values or feels like temperatures near 100 degrees. A few storms will be possible, mainly inland after 2 o'clock, but it's going to be pretty limited coverage as we head through the afternoon. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Rush Limbaugh. Angeles Times reports the growing tensions between 2 groups of immigrants. Both groups are in America illegally. The Times introduces us to Sam, who crossed the border from Mexico 30 years ago, illegally. Sam puts in long hours at a clothing wholesaler. His employer, obviously a capitalist pig, doesn't pay Sam very well. And we don't know if Sam's getting a bonus or raise due to the Trump tax cuts. All we know is that Sam is down on his luck. But still, Sam has kept hope alive for 30 years. He's tried to stay out of trouble, waiting for immigration reform to pass so that he could get amnesty. But now Sam is, in his own words, very bitter. There's so much focus on the DACA kids and Dreamers that everybody forgot about his dreams of amnesty. Dreamers were able to get work permits, and people are fighting for them. Sam says the DACA kids definitely have this sense of entitlement. Imagine that. Sam's not alone in his bitterness. Many illegal immigrants are resentful that the DACA kids are getting a pass and that they're not. Attention's rising in the illegal immigrant communities. Illegal immigrants. Think of that. Anyway, since we're talking about dreaming, here's a dream. Perhaps one day the Los Angeles Times will honestly report what legal immigrants who follow the rules, what do they think? What do they want? If they dare. Don't look for it, though.
Newt Gingrich explaining the worst kind of identity theft, a crime that can cost you your home and is not covered by insurance or standard identity theft programs.
Your credit card company found suspicious charges on your card. That's simple identity theft. It's annoying, but they cover it. The crime you really need to worry about is home title theft, because it can cost you your home. The title documents to our homes are online now. The thief simply forges your signature in a quitclaim deed stating you sold your home and he's the new owner. Then he borrows money on your home and leaves you in debt. You won't know until a late payment or eviction notice arrives. That's why I have Home Title Lock. The instant they detect tampering with my home's title, they help shut it down. You need to protect your home's title now.
Go to HometitleLock.com and register your address to see if you're already a victim. And enter RADIO for 30 free days of protection. That's promo code RADIO at HomeTitleLock.com.
Do you support school choice for families in Southwest Florida? Naples Classical Academy, a Hillsdale College public charter school, opens this fall. NCA is holding a Denim and Diamonds Gala fundraiser on Saturday, May 15th. Guest speaker will be Congressman Madison Cawthorn with a personal message of courage and perseverance. Everyone is invited to support the Academy and have a great time. Enjoy line dancing, the silent auction, a famous Herb's barbecue dinner, and more. Get tickets and info at naplesclassical.org/gala.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is the Florida window factory. Our windows are made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, because we understand Florida weather. With New South Windows, you don't have to sacrifice energy efficiency for storm protection. Our Energy Star rated windows and doors are made with impact and non-impact options, giving you the best of both worlds. New South Window, home of your ultimate Florida window.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts up to 30%. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. So, White House advisor Anita Dunn asked by Jake the Tapper. So, what's going on here? Like, why would Joe Biden tell everybody that CDC guidelines, listen, you don't have to wear a mask outdoors if you're vaccinated, but yet he's vaccinated and he continues to wear a mask? Like, what kind of message does that send? Like, why is he doing that?
Jake, it's interesting that you raise this. I myself found that I was still wearing my mask outdoors this week because it has become such a matter of habit.
Oh, all right. So part of it, everybody, is the fact that it's habit. Everybody's used to doing it. It's nothing else. I mean, you can almost say that it could be, I don't know, part of mental.
Judge my physical and mental, my physical as well as my mental fitness.
Yeah, well, maybe no, it's not mental fitness. I mean, people forget. You might forget as well. Don't be like that. That's not nice.
I think the president takes the CDC guidelines very seriously.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Because if he took the guidelines seriously, he'd stop wearing a mask. You could even tell him. Even the people around him are like, Joe, you're walking outside. Take the mask off. You don't have to do it. It's a bad look. It's a bad look.
And he's always taken his role as sending a signal to follow the science very seriously as well.
Really? No.
You know, we do take some extra precautions for him because he is the president of the United States. But I would say...
Wait, is it... You take extra precautions because he's president of the United States. He's outdoors and he's vaccinated, and outdoors he doesn't have to worry about being masked up. But he has to... What do you mean extra precautions? Like, what is it like the virus knows that he's the president, and it's extra viral? I mean, how does that work?
That people should follow the CDC guidelines, and they should take advantage of getting the vaccine, getting fully vaccinated, and taking that mask off, particularly as the weather grows so beautiful.
Yeah, that we can all go and breathe the air of freshness. And
realizing it's one big step towards normalcy in this country.
Yeah, more and more people, including the president, perhaps.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's not going to happen. You know, the virtue signaling of, or this idea that we have to continue to show that we're wearing masks outside, even though the CDC tells us we don't have to. You do understand that as we continue to do this, as we continue to, well, at least the administration does, and at least the woke out there, or the Democrats or the leftists or whoever you want to point at, continue to send all of these mixed messages, you're not making it better. You're not making it better at all. And as a matter of fact, we have to figure out whether or not we're following CDC guidelines. We're not. They're guidelines. They're not necessarily, well, what? Are they the science or are they not the science? Again, here are these questions that people have. We shouldn't have these kind of questions right now, but we do. And on the other side of all of this discussion, and in just a couple of minutes we'll talk about this more in detail, is again the decision of the CDC to tell everybody that, listen, opening up schools, you need to open up schools, fully open them up. The president's like, hey, listen, I think by the fall we'll open up the schools fully. That's what we need to do. No, not so fast. No, you don't. Well, why not? Because the teachers' unions are the ones that rule the day. They're the ones that get to decide what we do and don't. Really? Oh, okay. Well, what do you say? Well, the teachers' unions put a lot of pressure, apparently, on this administration. They didn't want that to happen. Instead of following the science like White House advisor Anita Dunn says that Joe Biden is doing, he did quite the opposite under pressure from the teachers union. So what was the pressure? What did they tell him to do? Well, newly released documents are suggesting exactly what he did, thanks to the teachers union. And I'll give you a hint about what it is when we come back, and it's this. It wasn't in the best interest of the kids.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Getting older has its advantages. Early bird dinners, senior discounts, day drinking. If you're one of the millions turning 65 soon, it might be time to take a look at your insurance options. Original Medicare, Medicare Advantage, so much to keep in mind. At Millennium Physician Group, half our patients are 65 plus. No matter what insurance benefits you choose, make sure your Millennium primary care doctor is part of your plan and your connection to a healthier life. Millennium Physician Group. Connect today. 844-CALL-MPG. MillenniumPhysician.com.
Hello, Floridians. Today is a good day. Today is a good day to stay comfortable. Today is a good day to have your AC worries taken away. And it's a good day to get service backed by over 50 years of AC excellence. Oh, yes. So if you're having AC problems, get our $49 tune-up, including no breakdown guarantee, and Florida Cool Today will help you get the best from today.
Call today, cool today, FloridaCoolToday.com.
Carrier, turn to the experts.
You've heard it before. We beat the competition. So many businesses say that now. But how many companies actually ask you to call the competition and then compare their windows to Window World windows? We will come into your home, or you can come to our showroom, and we'll give you an honest, fair, free estimate of what it would take to upgrade your windows to more energy-efficient windows. No tricks, no high pressure. We want you happy with your new windows, not feeling like you were forced into buying them.
Window World's slogan is simply the best for less, and we mean it. We offer you top quality windows at the best price available with the absolute best guarantee in the window replacement business.
If something goes wrong with your new windows, we'll fix it, even if the neighborhood kids accidentally hit a baseball through it or anything else. Window World quality windows, great price. Even hurricane-rated impact windows are available to offer an increased level of security to your home. Call Window World today.
Window World, simply the best for less.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
4 dead off San Diego, California. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. They were apparently trying to sneak into the country on an overloaded boat. The Coast Guard also says 25 other people were rescued or made it to shore themselves. Lifeguard Lieutenant with San Diego Fire Rescue, Rick Romero.
There's people in the water drowning, getting sucked out the rip current there. There's people on shore. And reports were CPR in progress down below with multiple people injured.
There may still be more people missing in the water. The first federal trial over the opioid addiction crisis starts today in West Virginia.
Plaintiffs, including the city of Huntington, will be in a federal courtroom this morning in Bluefield, West Virginia, suing pharmaceutical logistics companies McKesson, Cardinal Health, and AmerisourceBergen, claiming the three distributed 100 million pain pills in a single county in over a 10-year period, helping to create and maintain the opioid epidemic, which has plagued the state and much of the nation. The companies deny wrongdoing. For the past several years, West Virginia led the nation in opioid overdose deaths. Eben Brown, Fox News.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken meets in person today in London with some of his counterparts from the G7 Organization of Nations.
This is that first meeting in person for 2 years, and it does really set the stage for President Biden's G7 meeting here in June. And of course, at the top of the agenda here will be that growing threat from China. Secretary Blinken's visit kicks off a 5-day trip that will also include Ukraine and the threat posed by Russia. Blinken is today meeting with the foreign ministers of Japan, Korea, and the UK. But beyond speaking to allies, the administration's China policy is yet to be fully sketched out, although it does appear at this point to be less direct, less confrontational than under President Trump.
Fox's Benjamin Hall. 8 people are hospitalized after a crash that left a car hanging over the guardrail of a bridge in Ocean City, Maryland. The fire department says a good Samaritan jumped into the water to save a baby thrown from the car into the bay. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News traffic.
A crash on Colonial Boulevard at Dynasty Drive is delaying traffic on Colonial Boulevard heading out of Lehigh to the interstate. Just a place to avoid right now. Go ahead and stick to MLK Boulevard if you're trying to get onto I-75. A disabled vehicle as well on the interstate just north of Bonita Beach Road towards Corkscrew. Luckily, this is not delaying traffic. And there's a crash in North Fort Myers at Bayshore Road in Slater, still delaying traffic southbound on Slater Road. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Get ready for a muggy Monday, Southwest Florida. Temperatures this morning already toasty into the mid-70s. We are going to soar to the lower 90s this afternoon, even a few inland spots into the mid-90s. But with those humidity levels, it'll feel closer to 100 degrees later on today. Now, we do see some showers and thunderstorms to help cool you off, but that'll mainly be inland east of I-75 at about 2 to 6 p.m. As we look ahead to Tuesday, more opportunities for heat, humidity, and thunderstorms before a late week cold front is actually going to dry us out slightly as we head toward the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Drew Steele in the morning and Trey Radel in the afternoon. 2 doses of what cures liberalism. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We want your car, truck, van, or SUV today. We are paying top dollar for clean vehicles. Before you sell or trade, call Lee Auto Group to get the most money for your car. Lee Auto Group, lee-cars.com. Don't forget the dash.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
Termites are silent destroyers. They can tunnel through homes for years without a peep. Unless you've invited Truly Nolan to chase down and eliminate the problem. Truly Nolan's above and below ground treatments have been keeping homes termite-free for more than 80 years. Matter of fact, we believe our total termite protection plan is the most effective plan of its kind in the country. When Truly Nolan has termites in their sights, there's no escape. Schedule your free inspection and get $100 off termite control by going to trulynolan.com or call 800-GO-TRULY.
I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Unfortunately, many drivers in Florida do not carry liability insurance or have limits of insurance that are insufficient to cover your injuries. Uninsured motorist is valuable coverage that you can purchase to protect you in those instances. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Fort Myers, Naples.
This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no loan costs, period. If the mortgage you have right now was done prior to COVID-19, you should call us for a free review. At Mortgage Warehouse, we understand how frustrating it can be to make your mortgage payment month after month, and the loan balance just doesn't seem to go down. The payment is mostly interest, but we can help with that. We can combine near record low mortgage rates with our local no closing cost program to improve your mortgage payment right away. You do not have to roll any closing costs into your loan balance to get these ultra low mortgage rates. You can apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com or call 313-5000. That's 313-5000. mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
Where do designers store their clients' furniture when doing an estate home remodel? Rice's Moving and Transport in Naples. With over 10,000 square feet of air-conditioned storage space, designers use Rice's Moving and Transport for one reason: trust. They know Rice's Moving team will pad wrap and inspect all articles carefully, then securely store them. Contractors use Rice's during a remodel to store customers' personal items too. Upon completion, everything is then returned to your home, completely unpacked and carefully reassembled. Another important point to consider when selecting a mover is this: only a handful of moving companies actually follow all the laws. Many moving companies simply pay employees in cash. This creates an issue for you as they are not insured. If there's an accident, you're responsible. So if you're planning a whole home or condo remodel or need help moving and storing your treasured furniture and valuables, trust Rice's Moving and Transport, fully licensed and insured for your peace of mind. Rice'sMoving.net, moving you into the future.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida, Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. That's the website. Thank you so much for watching. If you're on Facebook, that's fine. At Drew Steele Radio, we're there right now as well. Wonder how many of you have realized that there are businesses that are out there hurting. And businesses are hurting because, not because you're not going to their restaurants and shopping and everything like that. I mean, I'm not saying it that way, but that the businesses themselves are hurting because they can't get workers. They can't find people. Have you noticed that? You know, if you're an employer right now looking for employees, if you're somebody who's a business that's out there that can't hire because you can't get people because of what this government has caused, the trouble that this government has caused, I would love to hear from you. 239-479-5592. Even if you want to call right now or text, whatever the case may be. And I would love to hear from you if you're having the problem, because I'm talking to more and more businesses that are saying they can't hire, they can't get staff. Restaurants can't get people to come in and even apply. You know, we're hearing stories about how part-time truck drivers are making like $70,000 right now. They make 70 G's part-time. That they can't hire full-time truck drivers because the part-time money that they're making right now, they've got to make more, and it's got to be over 80 G's because of the part-time work and the way that they're getting paid. On the flip side of that is how many businesses right now are being affected by the policies that have been taking place, where more and more money, more and more stimmies, this morning, I'm looking at Wink News. Here you go, Jake. You ready? Stimulus check latest. Will you get a fourth relief payment? A possible fourth stimulus check remains a popular topic, with the third round of economic relief payments almost concluded. 161 million payments of up to $1,400 per person have been issued since the third stimulus package passed. They're talking about more and more money giving to individuals instead of opening up the economy, instead of opening up businesses, stopping this incentive to not work. They're pushing even more. It's outrageous. And how many businesses have you heard from? And how many people that you know that can't get people hired? They can't get people on board because they're making more money sitting around than they are working, right, Jake? I mean, how many friends do you have like that? How many millennial buddies do you have? People that are just kind of, hey, listen, I can sit home and play some video games, and I'm making enough on the sidelines.
They're making more than me.
Making more than Jake. I mean, but it's true. That's what's happening. And I talked to a few people over the weekend, and it's frustrating. And again, it's government causing the problem. Government causes the problem, and then we're told that only government can fix the problem that they're causing. And yet there are those that are out there that want more of it, that want it bigger, that want it more influential. Like, you're crazy. All right, maybe that's not a fair way to say it. You're nuts. Is it better to say crazy or you're nuts? It doesn't matter. Both are. 239-479-5592. All right, we move on. I feel for businesses. I feel for you for having those kind of issues. And, you know, at the end of the day, one thing that it can't be dismissed, one thing that you can't talk about enough is the lead that is in all of this, which is even at a local level, at a state and national level, and even in your personal life, you've got to speak up. You have to be the one to speak up and make a difference, because even in your own sphere, you have an influence. Even in your bubble, your sphere, you have influence just by articulating what is right in certain situations. And it's not just the powerful, if you will. Like, it's not just, for example, the governor of the great state of Florida, Ron DeSantis, who, again, making more and more headlines with the things that he's doing and is willing to do to protect the citizens, to do what's right, to do what many people voted for him to do. And quite honestly, even some that didn't at the time, who are starting to realize that there are certain policies and certain things that need to happen. And you need somebody who's not afraid to stand up. Not afraid to stand up. And remember that. That's not just the governor, but that's you. And I'll get into more detail on that in a second with another example over the weekend of something that's you're bound to hear throughout the day. I guarantee you that you're going to have everyone on this station will be replaying the audio that I'm going to play in just a bit. But the governor who was talking with Laura Ingraham, she was talking to red state governors, really the ones that are pushing back against cancel culture and the woke and the ones that are doing the right thing. This weekend, you had the governor who was talking about signing, and would he sign a bill banning biological males from competing in girls' sports. The conversation came up with with Laura Ingraham at a town hall event, and he said, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're going to protect our girls. I have a 4-year-old daughter and a 1-year-old daughter, and they're both very athletic, and we want to have opportunities for our girls. They deserve an even playing field, and that's what we're doing with what Mississippi did, with what Florida did, and I know what other states are going to do, so I look forward to be able to sign that into law.
We're going to protect our girls. We're going to protect sports. We're going to do this. And yes, he had a friendly audience, but this governor also will say these things and push back to an audience that is not friendly. That would be the press. And you've got to have... You've got to have that kind of position. You've got to have that's the kind of what's the word I'm looking for? You just want to be able to speak confidently to these situations if you are a politician and not be afraid of the pushback that you're going to get. You've got to speak confidently to these issues because you're right. The governor's right about this. The topic as well came up on some other issues that are going on. And I'm trying to remember the one that was, it was about critical race theory in this state and some of what's happening with our education system and pushing back against critical race theory and, you know, the idea that the systemic racism is running rampant in this country in all different ways, the judicial system, policing and the like.
This proposition that we are a systemically racist country. Your reaction?
Well, it's a bunch of horse manure. I mean, give me a break. This country has had more opportunity for more people than any country in the history of the world. And it doesn't matter where you trace your ancestry from. We've had people that have been able to succeed and all. And here's the problem with things like critical race theory that they're peddling. They're basically saying all our institutions are bankrupt and they're illegitimate. Okay, so how do you have a society if everything in your society is illegitimate? So it's a very harmful ideology, and I would say really a race-based version of a Marxist-type ideology. So we've banned it in our schools here in Florida. We're not going to put any taxpayer dollars to critical race theory, and we want to treat people as individuals, not as members of groups.
Not as members of groups, but as individuals. Where is he wrong? How is he wrong about that? And again, there are those that are listening to this show and listening to Ron DeSantis there over the weekend at this Red State Roundtable with Laura Ingraham, and we'll listen to that, and we'll want to push back against the governor. And the governor's not going to take it. He's not going to stand there, take the pushback, and waffle and walk away because the political winds, he believes, blows in a different direction. You can't have people like that. And not only can't you have people like that in politics, but the other side of this is that you can't have people like that in real life. You can't do that. I can't do that. It's okay. You know, you can speak confidently to a situation, to something that is happening, and not be mean, not be nasty. Be confident because you're right. And you have the data and the science and the evidence to back it up. and to not allow some of the church of woke or whether it's the cancel culture, whatever it is, to tell you what is and isn't. And when we come back, I want to play this audio that I guarantee you're going to hear more of during this day today. More programs. I'm sure you'll watch it as well on certain networks. And it has to do with one individual who said, you know what? I'm going to push back against some of the woke out there. I'm going to push back against some of the cancel culture, going after actress Alyssa Milano and how she is incredibly condescending. And some of the things that she said that is starting to trend on social media in conservative spheres. You're not going to see it a lot from the left. But it speaks volumes to, and let's take a break, Jake. And it speaks volumes to this very important point that it's not just waiting for somebody like the governor of the state of Florida to come along and push back and speak to not a truth, not your truth, but the truth, but to also be able to do that in your sphere, in your community, on your street, to not be afraid of it, especially now. Don't be afraid of the conversations, because you're right. I might even say you're right all along. See what I did there? It's 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Sabrina Katz.
A crash at Colonial Boulevard and Dynasty Drive is delaying traffic for about a mile and a half. We are at a creep and crawl. If you're heading out of Lehigh, don't take Colonial to the interstate. Stick to MLK Boulevard. It's still up to speed. Also, that crash in North Fort Myers finally clearing at Bayshore Road and Slater Road. I-75 is still nice and up to speed if you are heading southbound as well as northbound between Charlotte and Collier County. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Hot and humid. Two ways that we are starting off your Monday, and it's the same way we're going to end. Temperatures this morning into the mid-70s, and it is muggy out there, but we will reach the upper 80s and lower 90s this afternoon with heat index values or feels like temperatures near 100 degrees. A few storms will be possible, mainly inland after 2 o'clock, but it's going to be pretty limited coverage as we head through the afternoon. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
I am mad at everything going on.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Do you support school choice for families in Southwest Florida? Naples Classical Academy, a Hillsdale College public charter school, opens this fall. NCA is holding a Denim and Diamonds Gala fundraiser on Saturday, May 15th. Guest speaker will be Congressman Madison Cawthorn with a personal message of courage and perseverance. Everyone is invited to support the Academy and have a great time. Enjoy line dancing, the silent auction, a famous Herb's barbecue dinner, and more. Get tickets and info at naplesclassical.org/gala.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. We all count on our home's electrical outlets to provide us the power we need when we need it. But sometimes an overloaded circuit can lead to a blown outlet. So leave it to the pros at Mr. Sparky. We'll get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $77 off any repair.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Ever purchased an online item and either it doesn't fit, has missing parts, or became damaged? Trying to save a few bucks can end up costing more. My Shower Door is a locally owned and operated family business that measures, manufactures, and installs our own brand of frameless shower doors right here in Southwest Florida. And we were just named Lee County's Manufacturer of the Year. With almost 80,000 shower doors installed, we have the experience and expertise. Plus, estimates are always free. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdor.com.
When your celebration of life is prepaid in advance, it becomes a gift from you to your family later. Because no one should have to plan for a loss while they're experiencing one. Paying in advance protects your loved ones and gives you the peace of mind you deserve. Let us help you plan every detail with professionalism and compassion. We're Hodges Funeral Home at Naples Memorial Gardens. Find us at dignitymemorial.com.
Hey, Aaron Walker here from Naples Nissan with some good news from the factory.
We've just been authorized to add all brands to the list of vehicles eligible for our trade-in offer. Yep, literally all brands qualify now. So if your 9-year-old Beamer just hit 100,000 miles, don't cry. Stop paying for expensive repairs and premium gas for that old gas-guzzling luxury brand you're driving. As long as it's a 2012 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, bring it to Naples Nissan to get the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new, fuel-efficient Nissan today. Whatever your trade-in was worth when it was brand new, even if you didn't buy it new, regardless of where you bought it from, and regardless of what brand it is, that's what we'll give you for it. Get full details at naplesnissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
For those of us who are not black men, imagine watching the news and seeing how people...
Imagine being a black man and being told by some white lady with a microphone that you and the criminal on TV are one and the same because you look alike. Imagine being told by society that white people can be all that they can be, but you as a black man, the content of your character is completely irrelevant. You are the color of your skin and that is all you will ever be. Imagine being told you can't figure out how to vote because of the color of your skin. Socioeconomics affects everyone, but apparently you're not as smart as the poorest white person. Lady, I don't want to hate you. I'm a 90s kid. I grew up with you. So I know you're very talented. I understand your heart is in the right place, but you are everything you preach against. You're not helping. You're making things worse. You're causing more division. You're causing more fear. Statistically speaking, I am more likely to be shot and killed by my black elderly neighbor across the street than the cop who patrols my neighborhood. Statistically speaking, homicide by cop is very rare, but people like you find power in fear, so you keep it front page news. You don't have to be a white supremacist. You can be better.
Whoa. Yep, that's a young black woman named Savannah Edwards who slammed actress Alyssa Milano, claiming she condescended to black men, asserting that people like you find power in fear, and adding that you are everything you preach against. You're not helping, you're making things worse, you're causing more division. And that goes to what I was talking about earlier, is that if you're waiting for politicians to come along and save you, there are some that are ready to push back. There are some that are ready to push back against the woke mob, the critical race theory people, the cancel culture, all of it. And that's great. But there are also individuals that are out there who see what's going on as well and are not going to accept it. And that's so important. They're seeing something that's happening and has been happening for the longest time. And it's Democrats, it is liberals destroying, not only putting a community in a box, but then once they're in that box, destroying everything that about that community in different ways and in ways that people never thought imaginable. I mean, the things that are happening when you're talking about the destruction of the nuclear family, when you're talking about the destruction in morality and faith, and people have had enough. And that's why it's so important for us now more than ever to speak to it. Not just to wait for somebody else to do it and go, yes, and point at it, but for us as individuals in our communities, not in a mean way, but to have the conversation, if you will, and to push back against this. Because you're right. And especially as the Daily Wire was pointing out about Alyssa Milano specifically, about here she is talking about the right-wing media and trolls in the media and being upset about people going after her and systemically racist cops and how... when I need them, I'll call them. Like defunding the police, we have to do that until, as the Daily Wire was reporting in September, they called the cops over what they believed was a threatening 40-something-year-old man dressed in all black with a gun near their home. And what did they do? They called the police. Really? Oh. I said this before and I'll say it again. Maybe some of these activists, maybe some of the woke out there, maybe some of the people that hate capitalism and the anarchists that want to destroy free markets and capitalism. Here's what you do. Don't go shopping at grocery stores. Don't go to your favorite coffee shop. Don't go to your favorite department store. Don't shop anywhere. Don't go anywhere where capitalism, free markets are being practiced. Why don't you do that? Sit this one out and let's see how long you last. But you won't. You'll continue to go and scream about how bad it is. You need to stop.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
The real estate market is really hot right now, but for how long? I'm Anthony Gomes from GomesMovesHomes.com. You've heard Drew Steele talk about me on his show. If you're thinking about selling your home for a premium price, now is the time. You can sell over market value without doing repairs, letting strangers in your home, and you pick the closing date. Learn how for free. No pressure, no obligation. Go to GomesMovesHomes.com. GomesMovesHomes.com.
No matter what it's like outside, Trane makes it comfortable inside. You can get a great deal now on a new heating and cooling system at Trane. Visit TraneInfo.com. Visit TraneInfo.com to find your local dealer and more. Because it's hard to stop a train.
Things seem to get more expensive as the years go by. Take groceries. Prices are up by 36%. And keeping up with your health, that's up too by 54%. But did you know at FPL what you pay for energy has gone down 10% over the last 15 years? And they're not cutting corners either. They're investing in energy that's not just the most reliable or the cleanest, but also the most affordable. See how we're keeping your bill lower than most states at fpl.com/value.
This is State Representative Spencer Roach with an update from our final week of the legislative session. We fulfilled our constitutional obligation to pass a balanced budget, which includes almost $200 million in tax cuts and increased the state's rainy day fund, all while prioritizing education, water quality, and public safety. We passed the largest school choice bill in Florida's history, allowing parents funding mechanisms to remove their kids from corrupt public school systems. We also put an end to biological males competing in women's sports at both the high school and collegiate levels. That bill is sitting on the governor's desk right now. We passed a sweeping elections reform to guard against the fraud and election irregularities that we saw across the country last year. This is State Representative Spencer Roach, and I'm glad to be back home in Lee County. Stay tuned for more detailed updates in the coming weeks, and stay engaged because this is your government and we work for you. Sponsored by Friends of Spencer Roach, Post Office Box 3179, North Fort Myers, Florida, 33918.
Gotta finish this today.
Cristiano's construction projects typically run smoothly, but this project's pipeline is about to burst.
Yo, boss, where you want us to put this? To the left. Your other left. John.
Indeed can help him hire the people he needs.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job, you immediately get your short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job criteria. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
It's Rockstar Harley's 000 even. Zero cash down, zero interest, and zero payments until fall on any new Harley this week. Annual percentage rates such as 1.99% and no payments until fall on any new Harley at Rockstar Harley. 000 even. Now through Sunday.
On approved credit.
Fox News, I'm Lillian Wu. The President and First Lady visit Virginia today to try and drum up support for his spending bills.
The Biden team's multi-trillion-dollar pitch includes money for senior care, manufacturing, and affordable housing as Republicans try to tailor their counterproposal more narrowly to roads and bridges and rail, and they are trusting Republican Senator Shelley Moore Capito to represent their side in negotiations with the president.
Fox's Peter Ducey, and Americans could be a step closer to taking European vacations again. The European Commission has proposed easing restrictions on business and leisure travel for those who've been fully inoculated against COVID-19. The EU's executive arm in a statement also recommending welcoming tourists from countries with relatively low infection rates. The proposals require approval from member states. America's listening to Fox News.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News traffic.
A crash at Colonial Boulevard and Dynasty Drive is delaying traffic for about a mile and a half. We are at a creeping crawl. If you're heading out of Lehigh, Don't take Colonial to the interstate. Stick to MLK Boulevard is still up to speed. Also, that crash in North Fort Myers finally clearing at Bayshore Road and Slater Road. I-75 is still nice and up to speed if you are heading southbound as well as northbound between Charlotte and Collier County. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Get ready for a muggy Monday, Southwest Florida. Temperatures this morning already toasty into the mid-70s. We are going to soar to the lower 90s this afternoon, even a few inland spots into the mid-90s. But with those humidity levels, it'll feel closer to 100 degrees later on today. Now, we do see some showers and thunderstorms to help cool you off, but that'll mainly be inland east of I-75 at about 2 to 6 p.m. As we look ahead to Tuesday, more opportunities for heat, humidity, and thunderstorms before a late week cold front is actually going to dry us out slightly as we head toward the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
It's not the Republican Party versus the Democrat Party.
Talking about what matters.
It's the Republican Party versus an organized crime syndicate.
92.5 Fox News.
Go for corner.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Had a chance to visit A Locksmith, their showroom in North Naples. And Andrew is the owner. He is a fantastic guy. Get a chance to talk to him. He's a former police officer and an expert on home security. Maybe you have some needs like a safe, a Liberty safe. They are the only Liberty safe dealer in Collier County. And I don't know if you know, but A Locksmith is the oldest locksmith in Collier County and comes with a stellar reputation for professional quality and service. Their staff licensed, bonded, and insured and available. And 100% satisfaction is always guaranteed. Their employees are great. No contractors. They have all their employees there, and they are always professional, on time, serving Collier and Southern Lee counties. So if you're looking for your next Liberty safe, you want to go to A Locksmith. They have two Naples showroom, one in North Naples, across from Mercado, and one in the city of Naples, just north of Mooring Line Drive on US 41. Or if you want to find out more, visit alocksmithnaples.com. Hey, it's Drew Steele, and get ready because it's time once again. This Friday, Oaks Farm Seed to Table, we do our first Friday live broadcast, and we love being out there and love seeing you there for the show, 6 to 9 a.m. They open up an hour earlier so that you can come in and enjoy some great breakfast and so much more. Maybe do some shopping while you're there as well. And you know how awesome Seed to Table is and what a great place it is to shop. We hope to see you there. Oaks Farm Seed to Table, our first Friday broadcast. 6 to 9 a.m. at the corner of Immokalee and Livingston Road in Naples. Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, this is Papa, reporting that we're still getting a lot of calls from homeowners who were told they needed a new re-roof after Irma. Most of these folks had a few broken tiles that are obsolete. Our company has 2 warehouses filled with the older obsolete tiles that have never been used. If you think that you may not need a new re-roof, but only need to replace some obsolete tile, please call me for our free tile roof inspection. We may be able to repair and seal your roof to make it look new and beautiful, a lot cheaper than replacing the entire roof. If you call me for our free inspection, we'll place you on our proactive list. And in the event of another hurricane, you won't have to go searching for a contractor because we will automatically call you to see if you need assistance. Let me show you how we can clean and seal and protect your roof, pavers, and pool decks. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Carrie, and Cody, call us at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. We're open 24/7, and you can call us right now for a free tile roof inspection.
License number CCC 1326213.
Dial star 2020. Friends, I care.
Trey Radio, your host of The Drive here. Stop waking up and not being able to see the alarm clock. Stop messing around with contacts and glasses. Go see Dr. Jonathan France and his team today. They are experts at designing the right solution for you with the latest technology. I had my LASIK procedure done with them. It changed my life. So whether it's LASIK or the SMILE procedure, which is like LASIK but with a smaller incision, virtually no dry eye syndrome at all, maybe even Visian ICL, it's a replaceable lens and a reversible procedure, which gives you the peace of mind that you're looking for. France Eye Care offers it all. Right now, through the end of Memorial Day week, France Eye Care is offering all veterans, active and retired, $1,000 off the laser vision correction procedure right for your eyes. Don't compromise. Give France Eye Care a call today. Dial star 2020 on your mobile phone.
France Eye Care.
I've been asked, did you plan on becoming the largest injury law firm in the world? And the answer is no. We set out to be focused on our clients and to have a commitment to trying cases and winning. And when you have those results at trial, you're able to settle most of your cases quickly and fairly. Hard work and client satisfaction was our plan. It worked. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hannity at 3 and Drive Home with Trey Radel at 5. Now, back to Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Someone must explain why making animals with paper is called origami, but making animals with balloons is called sad. It's not fair. Balloon animals require more skill. Because while you're making one, you have the added pressure of a bunch of kids at a birthday party muttering, wow, this clown sucks.
All right, that's not very nice. That's something from Bill Maher talking about. That's not really true. People like balloon animals. Listen, if you're a clown and if you make balloon animals, you're in good shape. Now, on the other hand, Jake thinks you're an alien, and that's a whole different subject. Although he's been on this alien kick lately, Jake has been. You're convinced that what? You're convinced that.
All right, so I was trying to explain to Drew.
Okay.
I'm convinced.
Follow this.
And it's.
By the way, Brian Hammond, Lee County Commissioner, is holding with us for a second.
It's to Brian every time.
I know, and I feel bad that it seems like every time Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond's on, there's some really strange, weird segue into his portion. Go ahead.
No, but seriously, I think that aliens are us from the future that are coming back to redo the wrongs that we have done to our reproductive systems. Because hear me out.
Okay, right. So you're talking about, because you're doing this as far as like the transgender issue and boys playing in girls' sports. You made this leap. Go ahead.
It might be a crazy leap. I think they are actually human time travelers from the future that are coming back to redo the wrongs that we did to our reproductive system. Because if you think about it, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they can't reproduce anymore. So they have to like grow themselves in like these little chambers or in some kind of incubus, whatever. You get what I'm saying?
No, not an incubus, an incubator.
Incubator.
Incubus, I think, is a band from the 90s. Go ahead.
Never heard of them. But it would make total sense that they're coming back to redo those wrongs. And then it would explain the Mandela effect, right? All these things that have changed over the course of like 20, 30 years, like Shazam and the Bernstein Bears. It would make total sense because it's creating small ripples in the time space.
No. And then here's why this doesn't happen. Are you ready? This is why it's not happening. Because they can't come back to change the rights that they did wrong or the wrongs and make them right, because those wrongs that happened in the past have led to the situation that they are in their existence. So what ends up happening is it's sort of like if somebody, unfortunately in the past, who did a wrong or something gets hit by a car and they die. Well, you can't bring them back and save them because they're a good guy that you want to save the planet, because if you did that, then certain individuals wouldn't be born and then certain situations wouldn't happen and you would explode the time-space continuum. I think it's got to do with Back to the Future and the thing that the thing that makes the car move.
So they would never exist.
Exactly. So they can't come back because then they would ruin the stuff.
And then it would just happen all over again.
Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond's joining us right now on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. He'll clear all of this up.
That was deep. In fact, I've been to county commission meetings that have not been that deep. So, wow.
Yeah, no, that wasn't deep. That was stupid is what that was. And I'm going to say that right now. That was just dumb. Sorry about that. Like I said, I wanted to keep the tradition alive that when you are on this program, that we have an awful seg leading into you speaking about something that you are not prepared for, and then awkwardly going into something that really does matter to society.
Thank you for making me feel comfortable. That's great.
No, no. The point is, I didn't. Okay. All right, moving on. Here's something that I'm so happy that we're going to get a chance to talk about this morning, because I got to tell you, it makes people uncomfortable. People have been frustrated. I have been frustrated because I have seen what ends up happening if you let this thing linger, and I'll use the word fester. You hate to use that in certain situations, but if you let things linger, then they can get out of hand and it gets ugly. And I'm talking about the homeless issue here in Southwest Florida. Now, I'm not talking about those that are genuinely on the streets. They are homeless. They're looking for help. They want help. And they don't know who to reach out to. I'm talking about those that have come into town, and it seems like it is growing by the day, where we have people standing on street corners who have no desire, Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond, to have any kind of help in any way, shape, or form. In some cases, it's not even, somebody might want to hand somebody, hey, listen, you look hungry. I don't want food. They don't want anything. They're here for another reason altogether. So what are you doing? What are we doing about this issue? Not only just the people on the corners, but even the homeless issues that are going on.
Yeah, well, Drew, your observations are actually very correct. I mean, it's what we're seeing too. You know, there's actually maybe 2 or 3 different populations within the folks who are presenting as homeless right now. There's folks that genuinely want help. And for those folks, they're the ones that are coming to our shelters. They're the ones that are teaming up with our homeless outreach teams and getting into our rapid rehousing program and going through the process to get back on their feet. And we have got plenty of space for them. In fact, at the last county commission meeting, they told us that our shelters were only about 60% full. So we've got room and services and people to help take care of those who truly want to get out of this situation. There's also a different subcategory called the chronically homeless, the people who have, unfortunately, they've been on the street for a long time. They've learned how to live this way. They don't want to go. Many of them will tell you they don't want to go to a shelter. They don't want to deal with curfews. They don't. One of them actually said to me when I went out in the field, I can't live on 4 cigarettes a day. They don't want to deal with the rules that come with the shelter. And so these folks, I think we all know they've probably got some issues that need to be addressed and helped out, you know, whether they're mental, whether they're substance abuse. These folks are harder to reach. And so these are the folks that they're the ones that you'll see getting cleared out from behind the Hancock Square Plaza in North Fort Myers. They've learned how to exist in a campsite. They've decided not to come to the shelters. But the problem is they're causing a lot of headaches for the surrounding property owners. They're making it less safe. And on top of that, the one specifically in North Fort Myers behind that abandoned plaza at Hancock and 41, they are camped on a right-of-way that drains directly into the Caloosahatchee River, and the amount of human waste and garbage that's flowing right into the Caloosahatchee from that camp is becoming a real problem. So those are the folks that we've been focusing on trying to get moved along.
Yeah, and you know, I'll say this, and this is just me talking from some experience that I've had in places that it has gotten completely out of bounds. But the situation is not benign. They're not sitting around and minding their own business. There are things that end up happening. You know, you start to see more crime. You start to see certain things happening that people get concerned about, and certainly you have to find out individually from each person what their situation is. You need to know if there's something that's going on with substance abuse that has to be addressed. You have to look at if a situation, if a person is in a situation where mentally, their facilities there's something not right, that has to be addressed. What ends up happening is, and I'll say this, and this is just me talking and my concern because I've seen this before, is that you have a media that's out there that's trying to make it sound like these are people that are down on their luck and they just want help and they're just trying to find places to go. They're not. It's not. The narrative is wrong. You're putting something out there that is not true. And in certain circumstances, there are people that are having trouble and there are people that are having struggles and there are families that are down on their luck. And that's where you want to make it known to them that there are places that they can go. But don't make this blanket statement that everybody that is pitching up a homeless shelter in areas are doing it because there's no other choice. They're doing it because they're making that choice. And if we have a government, local, that starts to feed into that, and I can tell you from my time in Utah, Brian, that this is where I see this because I know it very well. It's exactly what happened in Salt Lake City, where they never addressed the issue on a person-to-person basis. They ended up making this area of taking the homeless, and it ended up growing to the point where the government was giving housing to the homeless, and this is where they had to go, and they went. and there was child abuse, there was drug use, and there were murders. There were all kinds of crimes that were happening there. And now they don't still to this day know exactly how to remedy the issue. So we can't let, and you may think that, and for those that are listening, it may sound like, oh, that's some heck of a leap here. It's Southwest Florida. It's not a major city. That's the kind of thinking that gets you in a really bad place.
Well, it's definitely not the character of our community. You know, I was born and raised here, and we've never seen anything like this in the 40 years that I've been in this county alive. And so here's what we're doing about it, Drew. Number one, the commissioners, I congratulate them. We passed on the Lee County Commission a right-of-way safety ordinance. This really truly was becoming a safety problem, having so many people in the medians and on the sidewalks, stopping at every intersection, approaching cars, exchanging materials between the cars and the people on the sidewalks. People were reporting being hit, being near misses, being uncomfortable and not feeling safe. And so what we did was we created an ordinance. We passed it at our last county commission meeting, and it went into effect on Wednesday, the 21st of April. And immediately upon that ordinance taking effect, we noticed that the population really thinned out. The people at the medians and on the sidewalks and stuff really left because of the ordinance. The sheriff's office went out there and started educating them on it and letting them know that it's not appropriate to stand at the medians and stand on the sidewalks and ask for money and try to exchange material between the drivers and the pedestrians. It's just not a safe situation. And so that went into effect, and we've noticed an immediate impact. The sheriff's office actually does some intelligence. They know where the different homeless camps are, and they say a lot of them thinned out because there just was no more money coming in at that point. So that's one thing we've done. That was really for all drivers, for all pedestrians, that we didn't discriminate against any specific class. We just want to keep people out of the sidewalks and medians and not exchanging any materials for safety reasons. The second thing we're doing is, we are looking at the places where we have to send in our homeless outreach team to move these people along where they're causing problems in the neighborhood. We're providing shelter for them. And then the number one thing we found was there are some families that are really down on their luck, and they won't go to a shelter because what happens in many of the shelters, unfortunately, the rules say you got to split the male off from the family because you can't shelter males in the same facilities as you're sheltering women and children. There's all sorts of obvious reasons for that, but it was causing some families to stay in their cars or on the streets because they couldn't shelter together and they wanted to stay together. So we created a program that the commissioners will pass tomorrow morning, Lord willing, where for those types of households, specifically those family units or household units, we will put them in a temporary hotel situation, pair them up with a case manager, and get them on the path to permanent housing. Our rapid rehousing program, which puts them in a rental where they could stay for 12 months while we help them pay the rent and utilities and get them back on their feet, that can take about 30 days to onboard somebody. So we were looking at a period of almost 30 days where some of these households would be on the street. We're going to solve that problem by getting them in the hotels, getting them right in the system right away. The longer somebody's homeless, the worse the outcome is. So if we can get to them quicker, I think that's a really good program to pass, and I'm excited that we're going to do that here in Lee County.
All right, Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. I'm just looking at the time, so quickly let's go over a couple of other things. Water quality issues here in Southwest Florida. Everybody's always looking. Everybody's always talking. What's the latest? What do we have right now? What do you know?
Well, you see the headlines are starting. I saw last week a couple headlines about Army Corps of Engineers doubles the increase, the water discharges to the Caloosahatchee River. Yeah, they did. It's still an amount of water that they're sending us that is within what they call the ecological harm threshold, meaning the water we're getting is not enough to dilute the salinity levels or hurt the environment yet. As we get into May is that really tricky month where the rainy season begins. It starts to begin towards the end of May as we head into the summer. The Army Corps is nervous about how much water is in the lake right now. So they're trying to bleed off as much water from the lake as they can to make room. Remember, if the lake gets too full and the dike around the lake breaks, you could have massive flooding through the southern portion of the state that, in previous decades had killed thousands of people. So we don't want that to happen. The good news is, even with the discharges we're getting right now, the water clarity is still good. The salinity levels are still good for the tape grass and the oysters. So we're going to monitor it. We have started to see a little bit of blue-green algae pop up. We're observing that. We're going to make sure that, if we get any hot spots, I assume you'll see us do the same kind of things. Just to kind of answer the question that's out there, though, the big fix is an infrastructure fix. They've got to basically replumb where the water flows in the state of Florida, and that is something Governor DeSantis has been committed to. He kicked off a project last week to start that southern reservoir. It's the stormwater treatment area for the southern reservoir that will take some more water out of Lake Okeechobee instead of sending it our way. Now, that's going to take years to complete, but it's good to know it's more progress than we've ever seen. It's actually being worked on now, whereas in the past, it was just an idea.
Right. So there are good things happening. All right, I'm looking at the time. We've got to run, but I'll tell you what, we'll have you back very soon because there are a whole lot of other issues that are going on. Does that sound good? We okay with that?
Hey, sounds great, Drew. Thank you.
Okay, my friend. Appreciate you. Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond joining us on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. And I know it is time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. We'll do that right now. Caller number 9 at 239-479-5592. Not only will you play Drew's College, but you will win a $50 gift card to our good friends at Naples Soap Company. Naples Soap is fantastic with locations all around Southwest Florida. And if you would like a $50 Naples Soap gift card, then you should call right now because caller number 9 is going to win and play next. Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Your home is more important now than ever before. So when your air conditioner needs maintenance, repair, or replacing, Conditioned Air wants to be your first and only call. The Florida weather can be challenging. When you have a cooling issue, our team is here to resolve it quickly and efficiently. You can be assured of honesty, respect, and our desire to exceed your expectations every single time, and we've been doing that since 1962. Conditioned Air, 1-888-COLD-AIR, or online at conditionedair.com. License number CAC 1819590.
Do you support school choice for families in Southwest Florida? Naples Classical Academy, a Hillsdale College public charter school, opens this fall. NCA is holding a Denim and Diamonds Gala fundraiser on Saturday, May 15th. Guest speaker will be Congressman Madison Cawthorn with a personal message of courage and perseverance. Everyone is invited to support the Academy and have a great time. Enjoy line dancing, the silent auction, a famous Herb's barbecue dinner, and more. Get tickets and info at naplesclassical.org/gala.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, Adam's in Fort Myers. How do I know? Because he's on my phone. Hey, Adam.
Hey, Drew. How you doing?
I'm good. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you're in a PhD. Your associate's degree question, sir, starts right now. Hey, what do we call the national anthem of the United States? What do we call that?
The Star Spangled Banner.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got an associate's. We'll see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. Let's see, the House of Representatives, how many voting members are there in the House of Representatives? Are there 50, 100, or 435?
435.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. What does GOP stand for?
The Grand Old Party.
That is correct, sir. All right. You got a master's degree. We're going to see if you get a PhD on this question. You think you're doing really well. Let's see what you got here. Hey, can you name the 6th president of the United States who was also the son of the 2nd president of the United States? Who was the 6th?
That would be John Quincy Adams.
Look at you! That is correct. Congratulations, Adam. What a fantastic... Look at Jake is like, what? Jake had no idea. He's like that. See, you learn something on Drew's College. That's the point. All right. Jake learns something every time we play Drew's College, and it really is important. All right, well, congratulations, Adam. You got yourself a PhD on Drew's College and a $50 gift card to the Naples Soap Company. Great locations around Southwest Florida. Great place. for you to buy. Hey, Mother's Day, just around the corner, a great place to shop. Think about that.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you. Now you have to hold on, okay? Don't go anywhere.
Okay.
This is the moment where you get to talk to Jake.
All right.
He doesn't sound very thrilled. I was trying to throw you something there, but
at least you tried.
he's worried about the aliens conversation we had earlier because he's worried that you're going to go pick up the phone and then you're going to start talking about aliens. Don't talk about aliens. Don't. Okay. 239-479-5592. When we come back, let's get into this. A couple of people are one announcing and one saying they probably will announce that they're going to be running against Governor DeSantis in 2022. What are the names and are they real threats to the governor? Well, let's just put it this way. One of them is Charlie Crist. So I'm not really sure what. I guess he's a threat to anyone trying to figure out if he's a Republican, a Democrat, a Whig party. What is he? Nobody knows. We'll have all that coming up.
This is Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
So you say the time has finally come. It's here. I can't do it anymore. I can't have my water in my house smelling like chlorine. I just got to stop. I can't handle the hard water stains around my faucets and my shower glass. Make it stop. The water drying out your skin and your hair. Listen, you can. Just make the call. Call right now for your free Pentair water test. Pelican is now Pentair Water Solutions, the pros. And the number is 239-880-7799. Look, chlorine, ugly lime scale, iron. You can do something right now. Give Max a call, a uniformed Pentair water specialist, and he can find and handle your city or well water issues. We know we have them here in Southwest Florida. And look, with the mobile showroom, you can see for yourself that Pentair has both high-performance salt systems and the salt-free solution, too. And salt-free means no lugging in bags of salt. And they can even install your Pentair water system for you. And I'm telling you, you are going to love the way your water tastes from every single faucet and the peace of mind that only a Pentair water system can give you. So call now. Get your free water test. Give Max a call at 239-880-7799 or book online at pelicanwestfl.com.
Hey, guys, there is some important news that all men should take very seriously. Your prostate health. Are you urinating more frequently? Are you waking up at night to urinate? Are you sick and tired of prostate pills that just don't work? Sound familiar? If you are one of the millions of men with prostate problems that are driving you nuts, there is some great news. Prostagenics is the all-natural product that beat over 157 other prostate supplements in lab tests and was rated the #1 most powerful prostate supplement in the world. #1, because it works. So why not try some Prostagenics, and your prostate troubles will be a thing of the past. You'll get a great night's sleep and stop waking up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. To get your free bottle of Prostagenics, call now, 800-600-2020. That's 1-800-600-2020. Take advantage of our 90-day money-back guarantee. Call 800-600-2020. Do it now.
Drew Steele in the morning and Trey Radel in the afternoon. 2 doses of what cures liberalism. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. 92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station. 92.5 Fox News.
Killed trying to come to America. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. A boat suspected of being used to smuggle people into the country capsizes off the coast of San Diego, California.
There were 25 survivors, including 1 in critical condition, 4 others killed. Majority of the survivors were sent to different hospitals there in the area. And the captain of that boat is in custody this morning. The vessel broke apart due to rough conditions. It was unclear where the people on board originated from.
Fox's Jackie Ibanez. The World Health Organization reports 1 in 3 new coronavirus infections in the world are in India.
India's COVID surge continues with more than 368,000 new confirmed cases in the past 24 hours, along with more than 3,400 newly reported deaths. The CDC says more than 104 million Americans are now fully vaccinated against COVID-19. Los Angeles County health officials say there were no new COVID deaths reported on Sunday, but caution that could be because of a lag time in weekend reporting. Colorado's governor is extending a mask mandate for another month, but loosening the restriction for those who've been vaccinated. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
President Biden will be in Virginia today promoting his infrastructure, jobs, and family spending plans. Pennsylvania Senate Democrat Bob Casey tells Fox,
"We have a great opportunity here, not only to invest in physical infrastructure, but to invest in the ways that families function."
Wyoming Senate Republican John Barrasso says the plans would create an addiction to spending.
It seems to me that this is a cradle-to-grave role of government,
whether it's paying for child care for everyone, college, free college for everyone, and ultimately someone's going to have to pay for this.
He was on ABC's This Week. Violence in the West Bank. Israeli settlers attacked a Palestinian village overnight. There were fires set and rocks thrown. This was after 3 Israelis were wounded in a drive-by shooting. And Israel's military says a Palestinian woman was shot and killed trying to stab soldiers. America's listening to Fox News.
Wink News traffic.
A crash at Colonial and Dynasty Drive is still causing a headache on the roadways. We are backed up starting from around State Route 82 all the way to the interstate. Lots of cars diverting to MLK Boulevard to get onto I-75. So it is starting to slow down, but it is still quicker than Daniels Extension. Packed, slammed, parts at a standstill, out of Lehigh to the interstate as well. Now, if you are in Estero, congestion building on Corkscrew heading west to Ben Hill, southbound tap on the brakes on Ben Hill to Corkscrew. Quicker option, 3 Oaks, 41, or I-75. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Get ready for a muggy Monday, Southwest Florida. Temperatures this morning already toasty into the mid-70s. We are going to soar to the lower 90s this afternoon, even a few inland spots into the mid-90s. But with those humidity levels, it'll feel closer to 100 degrees later on today. Now, we do see some showers and thunderstorms to help cool you off, but that'll mainly be inland east of I-75 at about 2 to 6 p.m. As we look ahead to Tuesday, more opportunities for heat, humidity, and thunderstorms before a late week cold front is actually going to dry us out slightly as we head toward the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
There's the left way, and then there's the right way. 92.5 Fox News.
Everyone understands that when you buy more, you should pay less. It's called a volume discount. Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window, and we would like to make and install your windows. New South offers volume discounts for homeowners. The more you buy, the more you save. Our discounts start at the 4th window, and from there, the savings grow. New South can do this because we own our factory, and that's the power of Factory Direct. Award-winning, energy-efficient windows that will save you money and protect your home. Our windows are made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, and we guarantee them for life. Visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Dan Martineau from D.R. Martineau Roofing and Gutters. Get your mind out of the gutters. We are proud to announce the addition of our seamless aluminum gutter division. Contact our team for your free quote. Just Google DRM Roofing.
License number CCC 1326954.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
You find yourself searching for a reputable air conditioning company?
Don't sweat. Call Brett.
I'm Crystal Casey with Brett Air Conditioning. For over 45 years, our motto has been, don't sweat, call Brett. We are a family-owned business with a great reputation. Whether your AC needs maintained, serviced, or replaced, we are here to serve you. So stop searching and join the Brett Air family today. You can find us online at brettairconditioning.com or call us at 239-566-3633. 239-566-3633.
If you don't love your AC company, call Brett Air right now. Find them online at brettairconditioning.com or like them on Facebook.
Don't sweat. Call Brett.
License number CAC 1819995.
Getting older has its advantages. Early bird dinners, senior discounts, day drinking. If you're one of the millions turning 65 soon, it might be time to take a look at your insurance options. Original Medicare, Medicare Advantage, so much to keep in mind. At Millennium Physician Group, half our patients are 65 plus. No matter what insurance benefits you choose, make sure your Millennium primary care doctor is part of your plan and your connection to a healthier life. Millennium Physician Group. Connect today. 844-CALL-MPG. MillenniumPhysician.com.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Our team can help you understand your legal options after an accident. We will file your claim and fight for the full compensation you deserve. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
This Mother's Day may feel a little bit different, and it should. We've been through a lot over the past year. So this Mother's Day, show the women in your life just how much you care with a gift from Naples Soap. They have a large selection of gift sets that are wrapped and ready to go. Or shop online and ship your gifts to anywhere in the U.S. by visiting naplessoap.com. Pamper your mom this Mother's Day with a gift from Naples Soap Company. naplessoap.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. The talk and text line streaming live. DrewSteele.com. That's the website. Steele has 3 E's. Thank you for watching. If you go to Facebook, you can watch there as well at Drew Steele Radio. That's fun. There's a lot to say right now about what's going on with the Church of Woke and how that's all working out. And really, even when it comes to the anarchists, Antifa, BLM, listen, you all need to start walking the walk instead of talking the talk. And I'm going to explain in just a second, because there are a lot of things that are going to be going on that we're going to be talking about, whether it is Ron DeSantis and other governors who are saying, listen, transgenders are not going to play, boys are not going to play in girls' sports. If you're a biological male, you're not going to play in girls' sports. We're not going to destroy girls' sports. It's just not going to happen. Critical race theory is not going to be taught in our schools. It's just not going to happen. We're not going to do it. You're not going to tell us, the very few in number of you, are not going to completely change this culture. And just because you're the loudest voice, you're not going to be the ones to tell us who we are, what we're about, what this country is and isn't. And then all the decisions after that are going to rely on you being part of the Church of Woke. We're not doing it. We're going to stand up and say, no, governors are going to have to do this. Locally, this is going to have to happen. We are going to have to spend time in the next 18 months or whatever it is leading up to 2022 to root out and find out locally who are those that politically, ideologically speaking, do not agree with the majority of people here in Southwest Florida. And off you go. Find something else to do. You're not going to be an elected official here because, especially when it comes to something as sensitive as a school board member, we're not doing this anymore. We're not going to have you tell us that your politics do not affect what you're doing to our kids in schools and the things that you will stand for. And then ultimately, your politics get in the way of how our kids are taught and what's going on in our schools. It's not going to happen anymore. We're done. And we're going to play some audio of Ron DeSantis and the talk about what has been happening in this state and certain red states. But, there's also something to be said about, and this just popped up, and it's not really where I wanted to go, but it does have to do with where we are, and it's this. The media is responsible for a major portion of the things that have been happening in this country. Do not underestimate it. Make no mistake. The media, whether it's local, state, or national, have an effect on what is going on in this country. And I don't want to say power because I don't want to give them that kind of juice or make them feel like they have that kind of juice necessarily. But it's only given to them if you accept whatever premise they put out there. It's only given to them if you accept the premises that are put out there. You're only defeated if you say to your enemy that you are defeated. If you don't say that you are, then you're not. If somebody says, Donald Trump fill in the blank, and you're, as a Republican, you need to stop. You need to stop with the nonsense of looking at America and looking at the greatness of this country and the things that we can accomplish together if we are unified, and that in a lot of ways the former president's policies were such a positive to where we were heading and the things that we were going. We understand that people looked at it as a threat. That for you to say all of those things, you're part of the problem and you need to be this. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. And no, I'm not going to change. And because a very small group of individuals who have a very loud voice, and in some ways, if they don't get what they want, they're not throwing tantrums. They're throwing Molotov cocktails and they're destroying businesses and buildings. No. We're going to stop you from doing those things. I'm not going to stop saying what I believe and my values because you're going to destroy my house or dox me or my family or people that no. I'm going to stop you from doing those things. Do you see the difference? We've gotten to a place where somehow if that happens, then we've got to step back. Whoa, everybody, I don't want any trouble. I don't want trouble from you. No, thanks. No. No, I'm going to stop you from doing those things. Those days are over. And somebody has to be the person, whether it's politically or in your neighborhood or in your family, that has to go, come on. This has to stop. And it's stopping at my door. And it's going to stop in my sphere, in my kids, in my family. And that's it. And like I said, the media is responsible. I hear this audio just a couple of minutes ago. Morning Joe. Here's Morning Joe. Morning Joe is upset. He's upset about this report about Rudy Giuliani. You know the story of what happened with Rudy Giuliani. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But we come to find out that Rudy Giuliani's home gets raided, right? There's concerns about the electronic devices that were taken out of his house. There's concern about the things that were not taken out of his house. He was on Tucker's show on Friday. Rudy was talking about how he's just interested in the fact that they came into his house and they decided to take all these electronic devices. The FBI raids his house first thing in the morning, slamming on his door. They come in with a search warrant for electronic devices, and he's looking at the warrant there for these devices, and then ultimately is wondering why it is that he wouldn't take these specific hard drives that were there that were, when they asked what that is, it's Hunter Biden's hard drives. It's information that they didn't want that. They just wanted what they wanted. Well, why not take everything? And then something else he discussed is why would you take my word that that's what it is? Maybe I said that knowing that you wouldn't take it, but it's something that is something that you really, do you see what I'm saying? There was really strange things that were happening here, what the FBI was doing. As he was mentioning, information that they had already pulled in 2019 off his iCloud account and things that they had, but somehow they were coming in with this search warrant, was making a reference to evidence that was obtained in 2019. Why are you taking all of this? What's going on here, FBI? There's something strange. Here we go again. It's almost like this payback. And everybody knows it. Like, what are you doing? And then we come to find out, as the reporting was happening on this story, that, as Breitbart was noticing and a lot of others, that the Washington Post, New York Times, NBC, all far leftists, all forced to issue retractions for smearing the former New York mayor Giuliani. They all reported that he received a defensive briefing from the FBI warning him that he was the target of a Russian influence campaign. He wasn't. They reported on it. They kept pushing it. But then they had to take it back. They had to make a correction. All three organizations, after pushing this lie, because they had one source that they went to and believed when that's how it works. If you have one source that says it, then you can run with it, even though we're not even corroborating that one source. Say somebody comes back and says, that's not really, all right, we got a problem here. And now they make corrections, which is exactly what they did. You have Morning Joe, just a little while ago on his program, who had the president of the Council on Foreign Relations on with him. And he's upset. Morning Joe Scarborough, somebody who has been a perpetrator of the Russia collusion hoax lies, a perpetrator of the things against the former President Trump, the perpetrator of a lot of things against conservatives, Republicans, calls himself. He says about this situation, about Giuliani, and news organizations have to retract. MSNBC, of course, NBC having to retract their original lie about Giuliani receiving a 2019 briefing from the FBI warning he was the target of Russian spies, but he wasn't. says this.
But this whole idea that we hang people out there, we say, oh, well, we're investigating Rudy for this, and oh, we're investigating Gates for that, and oh, we're investigating Joe DeGenevieve for this, oh, we're investigating Victoria Tunzing for this, oh, Don Jr. is going to jail for this, oh, Jared Kushner's going to jail for that. And you read those stories for 6 months, and then suddenly, poof, oh, we're not bringing charges. It seems so un-American to me. And again, this went on during the Trump administration. It went on during the Obama and Bush administration.
It seems so un-American to you. You're the one that helped to perpetrate a lot of the lies and a lot of the issues that are going on, that are happening with all of this. The FBI, he's calling out the FBI for doing this. You can't keep doing this, man. You can't keep going out there and going after people within the Bush administration and going after the Trump and Trump allies and weaponizing and everything. You got to stop doing this. Well, where were you in helping to stop all of this? Like, where do you come off saying this all of a sudden? As a matter of fact, after having this conversation and going after the FBI for his handling of Matt Gaetz or Giuliani, all of these probes that are happening that seem to pop up, he says,
I'm saying this about people with whom I disagree on politics greatly. And again, I'm warning you, if you are a progressive that may cheer on Rudy Giuliani getting in the newspaper, I promise you this is un-American. It has continued. The pace of it has gone up. And when they turn on people that you support or a member of your family, you'll understand just how dangerous and how un-American this is.
Yeah, why is it un-American now? Why wasn't it un-American when MSNBC and NBC and CNN and every other left-leaning Washington Post, New York Times, and everybody else decided to run with the Russia collusion hoax instead of doing some homework? Instead of when the evidence was coming out to the contrary, exculpatory evidence that was out there, why would you ignore it? Where were you then? Why wasn't that un-American? Why wasn't it un-American to parrot all the information that was flowing to you from an FBI, even when there was other evidence out there that would be exculpatory to the evidence that was coming into you, and yet you would put it out there as if it was gospel? Why is that not un-American? Do you see what I'm saying? It's just, if you're waiting for a media, I guess, to turn and flip and all of a sudden be honest, they're not going to. There are going to be people that politically they despise. And where you have Joe Scarborough saying, FBI, you're getting a little out of control here because sooner or later it's going to come back to you. Yeah, well, when are you going to start doing some honest journalism? I know I can't even say it with a straight face because they don't do journalism. Right? It's all political now. So what flipped? What changed? And dare I say, we're going to have moments in time, us, you and I, where we're going to have to realize again that it's fantastic that we have a governor here in the state of Florida that does stand up to the bullies and the bullying of the left and the media and what they will say, and it is going to tell people to their face that, listen, we're going to protect our kids when it comes to boys, biological boys playing in girls' sports. We're not doing it here in the state of Florida. I don't care how woke or cancel culture-y you are or whatever you say, this group of loud individuals who, if they don't get their way, that they're going to fill in the blank of something that's going to be damaging, that we're not doing it here. We're going to protect our girls.
Oh, yeah, we're going to protect our girls. I have a 4-year-old daughter and a 1-year-old daughter, and they're both very athletic, and we want to have opportunities for our girls. They deserve an even playing field, and that's what we're doing with what Mississippi did, with what Florida did, and I know what other states are going to do, so I look forward to be able to sign that into law.
It's great. It's great that he says that. But two things here. The first side of it is this. You have to say it as well. You're right. So you have to have that conversation in your circle, your sphere of influence, because you have more influence than you think. And then the second side of this is, hey, for all you wokesters out there, for all the cancel culture, for all the people that want to be, cancel tough, you need to start walking the walk a little more. I was reminded of that story. Did you hear about that story, Jake, that was from last week? And I don't know how many of you remember this story, but there was a story from last week about in Franklin, Tennessee, how they were doing their graduation pictures, Franklin, Tennessee, and how there was one boy with his boyfriend taking pictures at a hotel. And I guess as the story goes, that that the one boy was wearing a dress. He wore a dress to his prom because he wanted to let everybody know that that clothes are genderless. And he wanted to make a statement. And his whole thing was making a statement. Well, there turned out to be one individual who was there while the pictures were being taken. I guess it was at a hotel, who wasn't pleased. We were told that he was transphobic, that he was attacking the kids, that I guess he was swinging his arms, and it was ugly. Until you come to find out when you actually watch the video of what happened, it really wasn't that way at all. It was just somebody who was disgusted by it. He said it looks disgusting. He wasn't happy with what he was seeing. The two boys going after him, calling him all kinds of names and saying things about him. It seemed to be quite the opposite of what the story was out there that was being told. So now the CEO of this telemedicine company in Tennessee, he gets fired because he's captured on video what we're told is harassing them, but he just wasn't pleased with the way this one boy looked. He was wearing a red dress, okay, because he wanted to make a statement about genderless clothes. Well, here's a woke pro tip for you, if you don't mind. Here's my woke pro tip of the day. You ready? Walk the walk. And this is what I mean. He wore the dress one time and he wanted to make a statement. Wear it all the time. Wear it every day, every place you go. There's one professor in Germany that I read about that who likes to wear dresses and high heels. He's 62 years old. Does it all the time. Says he likes the way it feels. Every single day does it. He's walking the walk. I don't know what to say about it, except to say that he's walking the walk. But look, if you're going to be some of the woke out there, just maybe a pro tip for you. Walk it. Wear it every single day. Don't wear it to make a statement, because the statement's just that. It's all about you. It's not about what you're trying to prove. Wear it every day. Wear it every place you go. Hey, all of you who hate capitalism and the free market, walk the walk. Stop going to supermarkets. Stop going to restaurants. Stop going to buy groceries. Stop doing anything that has to do with free markets and commerce. Just stop. I mean, if it's so bad where you're going, if it's so racist where you're going, if you're so woke in what you believe, then don't do it. Just stop. Unless you won't, because you can't, because you just want to make a statement, because you can't walk the walk. Just walk it. But you won't. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong and there's something I'm missing. 239-479-5592. Probably, Jake would rather talk about aliens that he believes have come back to stop us from having biological males in girls' sports to right the wrongs. You said that. You said that aliens came back to right the wrongs of biological males. It was a weird, I don't know, where did you come up with that?
It just, I don't know.
You're just convinced. Are these the conversations you have with your friends? Is that what you're talking about? Or is it just with me?
It's just with you.
Stop. Talk to me about the things you talk about with your friends, like super cool shoot 'em up video games and getting more marshmallowy stuff in the Twinkies. All right, 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. More delightful than driving a convertible Bentley while wearing mink underpants. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. You know the real estate market's really hot right now, but for how long? Well, nobody really knows. I mean, if people don't catch up on their mortgage payments because of COVID, the market's going to get flooded with foreclosure inventory, and that's scary because your home's value could plummet. So if you thought about selling your home for a premium price, now's the time to do it, but you don't want to make any costly mistakes. That's why you need to get with Anthony Gomes from GomesMovesHomes.com. See, he's been buying, selling, brokering, and investing in real estate for over 20 years. matters. Mistakes in real estate can cost you tens of thousands of dollars. Anthony wrote a book on how to sell homes, your home, and for the most money. And he wants to ship it to you for free. Just go to GomesMovesHomes.com and tell him where you want to send it. Inside, you'll gain 20 years of secrets from wealthy home sellers on how you can sell for a premium price without doing repairs, letting strangers go through your home, and you could pick the closing date. Go to GomesMovesHomes.com. Again, GomesMovesHomes.com.
Smart homeowners know that proper maintenance of their home's AC can save a bundle in the long run. Trust our comfort specialists at 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating to keep your AC running strong. A proactive tune-up can actually help your AC run more efficiently and save you money on your electric bill. Call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time or you don't pay a dime. Always on time or you don't pay a dime.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
It's Rockstar Harley's pre-owned red tag sale this week. Hundreds of Harleys tagged with liquidation pricing. Good credit, bad credit, no credit, 100% of applications accepted. Save thousands this week. Only at Rockstar Harleys pre-owned red tag sale. Ends this Sunday.
This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no loan costs, period. If the mortgage you have right now was done prior to COVID-19, you should call us for a free review. At Mortgage Warehouse, we understand how frustrating it can be to make your mortgage payment month after month, and the loan balance just doesn't seem to go down. The payment is mostly interest, but we can help with that. We can combine near record low mortgage rates with our local no closing cost program to improve your mortgage payment right away. You do not have to roll any closing costs into your loan balance to get these ultra low mortgage rates. You can apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com or call 313-5000. That's 313-5000. MortgageWarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154. Equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Dr. Scheibel from Community Eye Center. My partner, Dr. Spatafora, and I want to remind everybody, don't be a spreader. The coronavirus is so tiny, 100 million particles fit on the head of a pin. The virus can only move with us. Over 65, diabetes, COPD, all these folks will be hurt severely by this virus. Wash your hands. Be careful. Don't be a spreader.
I can't think of anything scarier than losing my vision. You have an emergency room at the hospital, so we decided we should have an emergency center since we are the preeminent practice in the area. If it warrants a phone call, enough for you to take the time to call us, we want to see you. You need access to immediate care, and sometimes you just need somebody to say, hey, we're going to get you through this, you're going to be okay. Someone is always here to help take care of people. You just come right in. We're here to take care of you because we take that very seriously. At Community Eye Center, we are the most caring doctors in sight.
Call Community Eye Center today, 844-235-2020. That's 844-235-2020. Or log on to communityeyecenters.com.
When the expected comes calling, bounce forward with Comcast Business, the network that can divide gig speeds to the most businesses. And bounce forward with the flexibility to update your bandwidth in just a few clicks. Be fast, be flexible. Be ready for what's next. Go to ComcastBusiness.com to learn more.
Hey, it's True Steel, and we've got my friend Dave Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters in Naples, on the phone. And Dave, I got to tell you, the selection of floor coverings of Floor Meisters, unbelievable, fantastic. I've seen it myself, and the choices are there. But what we really want to talk about today is this Dreamweaver line of carpets. Talk about it.
I'll tell you what, Drew, this is the hottest thing since 5-buckle overshoes. We're just selling the heck out of it. Comes in 9 different patterns, 12 colors to a pattern. It has 8 warranties, and it even includes steps. The stain warranty will take care of wine, mud, and even pet accidents. So this is perfect for Jake.
Yeah, perfect for Jake, and perfect for me, and perfect for you, too. If you haven't been to the Floor Meisters, really owe it to yourself to visit their store, see their selection of Dreamweaver carpets. It's there at 6281 Naples Boulevard, next to Costco. And whether it's carpet, tile, laminate, or hardwood flooring, they have it all. So give them a call today at 239-596-4964 or on the web at floormeisters.com.
Introducing our King and Queen Cut prime rib specials, available Friday and Saturday nights at Seed to Table. The King Cut is over 22 ounces of tender Braveheart Angus prime rib with the bone in, served with mashed potatoes, green beans, horseradish, and au jus for $29.99. The Queen Cut is 14 ounces of boneless prime rib with the same delicious sides for $24.99. See you soon at Seed to Table.
Get more than what the internet tells you. Get up to speed on The Drive with Trey Radel. Weekdays 5 to 7. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along. This is 92.5 Fox News.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato's Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News traffic.
A crash at Colonial and Dynasty Drive is still causing a headache on the roadways. We are backed up starting from around State Road 82 all the way to the interstate. Lots of cars diverting to MLK Boulevard to get onto I-75. So it is starting to slow down, but it is still quicker than Daniels Extension. Packed, slammed, parts at a standstill, out of Lehigh to the interstate as well. Now, if you are in Estero, congestion building on Corkscrew heading west to Ben Hill, southbound tap on the brakes on Ben Hill to Corkscrew. Quicker option, 3 Oaks, 41, or I-75. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Get ready for a muggy Monday, Southwest Florida. Temperatures this morning already toasty into the mid-70s. We are going to soar to the lower 90s this afternoon, even a few inland spots into the mid-90s. But with those humidity levels, it'll feel closer to 100 degrees later on today. Now, we do see some showers and thunderstorms to help cool you off, but that'll mainly be inland east of I-75 at about 2 to 6 p.m. As we look ahead to Tuesday, more opportunities for heat, humidity, and thunderstorms before a late week cold front is actually going to dry us out slightly as we head toward the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Tougher than plastic, harder than wood. Nothing beats the power of steel. Drew Steel. Weekday mornings at 6 on 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, it's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes. They say love and passion makes the world go round. Love for home, family, your country, partner, a friend, and love for food. Stevie wants to be part of your love with our food, drink, sports, and fun. Our passion for your satisfaction brings our love to all of our great customers. Whether it's our brisket short rib burgers, Chicago pizza, fajitas, wings, fish fry, or ribs, it's delivered to your table with love. So at Stevie's, we invite you to share our love of great food, drinks, sports, and fun. You'll never get bored or broke. We feel loved by the sound of our great customers. We promise to treat you like family at your home away from home. I guarantee it. For daily specials, go to StevieTomato.com. Stevie Tomato's Sports Page, Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. Come, come, come.
Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food. Stay for the sports.
Why would someone take a chance on purchasing a frameless shower door from a big box store or an online discounter of an obscure brand, and then try and find a licensed, qualified installer to put it in, when you can deal directly with a local, family-owned business that consults, measures, manufactures, and installs their own award-winning brand of shower doors? My Shower Door is a family-owned and operated business and has the highest ratings on Angie's List and Home Advisor. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdor.com.
Where do designers store their clients' furniture when doing an estate home remodel? Rice's Moving and Transport in Naples. With over 10,000 square feet of air-conditioned storage space, designers use Rice's Moving and Transport for one reason: trust. They know Rice's moving team will pad wrap and inspect all articles carefully, then securely store them. Contractors use Rice's during a remodel to store customers' personal items too. Upon completion, everything is then returned to your home, completely unpacked and carefully reassembled. Another important point to consider when selecting a mover is this: only a handful of moving companies actually follow all the laws. Many moving companies simply pay employees in cash. This creates an issue for you as they are not insured. If there's an accident, you're responsible. So if you're planning a whole home or condo remodel or need help moving and storing your treasured furniture and valuables, trust Rice's Moving and Transport, fully licensed and insured for your peace of mind. Rice'sMoving.net, moving you into the future.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by parents consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at GoodDealsAppliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Hey, Aaron Walker here from Naples Nissan with some good news from the factory. We've just been authorized to add all brands to the list of vehicles eligible for our trade-in offer. Yep, literally all brands qualify now. So if your 9-year-old Beamer just hit 100,000 miles, don't cry. Stop paying for expensive repairs and premium gas for that old gas-guzzling luxury brand you're driving. As long as it's a 2012 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, bring it to Naples Nissan to get the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new, fuel-efficient Nissan today. Whatever your trade-in was worth when it was brand new, even if you didn't buy it new, regardless of where you bought it from, and regardless of what brand it is, that's what we'll give you for it. Get full details at NaplesNissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Hey, a reminder, this week, Friday is our first Friday of the month. And that means we will be broadcasting this show live from Oaks Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road in Naples. Hopefully you'll join us. 6 to 9 a.m. The show is live. They open up an hour earlier so that you could come in and enjoy a fantastic breakfast. Grab some coffee, just hang out with us. We love seeing you there. You never know what kind of guests will be. Surprises! Who knows what kind of surprise guests will be showing up. And then, of course, you. And we love to see you there. So our first Friday event at Oaks Farm Seed to Table. He loves Oaks Farm. Well, an hour earlier they open up, 6 to 9 a.m. We'll be there broadcasting live the show this Friday at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee in Naples. We would love to see you there. All right. Man, there were so many to pick from. So this was hard. But here we go. Top 5 audio clips of the day. It's the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5.
President Biden said in an interview that schools should probably all be open in the fall. Can you clarify, is it the Biden administration's position that all K through 12 schools should be back full time, in-person learning, start of next school year? And is the Biden White House willing to push back on any teachers' unions or others who stake out any position to the contrary, not backed up by science?
So, Jake, one of the great accomplishments of this administration, and one the president is very proud of.
Okay, you would just stop right there. The answer is no. There's White House advisor Anita Dunn, who, when asked by Jake Tapper, hey, on the heels of what we're hearing about this weekend, that newly released document suggesting that one of the country's most powerful teachers' unions, you know, the teachers' unions that care about our kids, I can't even say it with a straight face, they don't. They shaped Biden administration policies on the reopening of schools in this country, despite the president pledging to follow the science on the pandemic policy, which they didn't do because they were prepared to open up schools in full and say open up schools in full until the teacher union came by and said, no. And they acquiesced to what the unions wanted, which is not pro-kids or pro-parent or pro-education. on the heels of that, and Jake Tapper saying he's going to follow the science, right? The science says we need to open up the schools. Let's get going, the fall, right? And Anita Dunn spent a minute basically saying, yeah, you never know what's going to happen. I mean, things change and we're not really sure. And hey, look at Duck. What?
Number 4.
If you think about it, when I was vice president with Barack, he allowed me to put together a budget for Amtrak. And it had money for high-speed rail at 200 miles an hour from Charlotte, another line going from in Florida down to Tampa, another line. If we had moved, we'd have that tunnel fixed in New York now. The money was there to get it done.
That was on Friday, and the president was at an event. You saw a train behind him talking about infrastructure and trains, and I have absolutely no idea what he was talking about there. He went from trains 200 miles an hour, places like Tampa and places across the country, and fast trains, and then he went to a tunnel in New York. I don't know either. I just, it's just
Number 3.
Now, you know me as a person who says what he thinks, and I don't hide the fact that I wasn't a fan of our last president's character issues. And I'm also no fan of the president's... Yeah, sure.
My friends, this is the moment I was talking about. Please, thank you, show respect.
Wow. Here's something you don't see every day. Well, you don't see it in public every day, but I can tell you that being a year in Utah, you hear it behind the scenes. There's Mitt Romney being booed and jeered as he's saying thank you to everybody. I don't know what he was going to say. It was so brutal that the director of the whole program there had to intervene and ask the audience to show respect. It was at the Utah GOP convention, and yeah, they were not having it. They know Mitt Romney. They know, even in Utah, they know where he stands, what he did against the former president. And forgiveness, no, not right now.
Number 2.
But I want to be very clear about something, and this is important. Our purpose is not to contain China, to hold it back, to keep it down. It is to uphold this rules-based order that China is posing a challenge to.
Okay, so if you're wondering why China pretty much sits back and probably laughs at all the things that are going on in this country, whether it's the cancel culture or the woke or the Biden administration, it's because of the people that are there in government that are in charge that are saying things like the Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, on 60 Minutes this weekend, who went out of his way to let Norah O'Donnell know that the purpose of this administration is not to contain China or to hold it back or to keep it down. It's to uphold this rules-based order that China is posing a challenge to. Now, let me say that again. They think that they're going to hold it against China, that you guys are just not playing by the rules. And man, both of my hands are on my hips right now, and I am mighty upset. I'm telling you, darn it, we're really upset. We're ticked off. Yeah, I said ticked off. And if you don't stop, I might wag this finger some more. And you guys, and you see why China's laughing? This is our policy.
Number 1.
For those of us who are not black men, imagine watching the news and seeing how people...
Imagine being a black man and being told by some white lady with a microphone that you and the criminal on TV are one and the same because you look alike. Imagine being told by society that white people can be all that they can be, but you as a black man, the content of your character is completely irrelevant. You are the color of your skin, and that is all you will ever be. Imagine being told you can't figure out how to vote because of the color of your skin. Socioeconomics affects everyone, but apparently you're not as smart as the poorest white person. Lady, I don't want to hate you. I'm a 90s kid. I grew up with you. So I know you're very talented. I understand your heart is in the right place, but you are everything you preach against. You're not helping. You're making things worse. You're causing more division. You're causing more fear. Statistically speaking, I am more likely to be shot and killed by my black elderly neighbor across the street than the cop who patrols my neighborhood. Statistically speaking, homicide by cop is very rare, but people like you find power in fear, so you keep it front page news. You don't have to be a white supremacist. You can be better.
Whoa. That is a young black woman named Savannah Edwards, who I guess on her TikTok account slammed actress Alyssa Milano, claiming she condescended to black men, asserting that people like you find power in fear, and adding that you're everything you preach against. You're not helping. You're making things worse. You're causing more division. This is audio that you're definitely going to hear more of today, I promise you.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
And the thing that's important to recognize here, what's happening is that you have individuals that are on TikTok that are doing something that is not expected, which is pushing back against the cancel culture and the woke and the church of woke that is out there. And where this will go viral in conservative play, I guarantee you, Glenn Beck will probably be talking about it. Other shows throughout the day will be talking about it. Networks, conservative networks, I shouldn't say conservative networks, right-leaning networks will be playing this as well. Because there's probably more people that are thinking this and not expressing it than we know. That there are people that are saying, listen, I'm not following Alyssa Milano. I'm not following all of this. I'm not going along with what you're saying because I understand what you've been doing for far too long. The left in this country has been doing what? Trying to take communities of color, put them in a box, and then once they're in that box, destroy them in there. Destroy their faith. Destroy their nuclear family. Destroy everything about them. You don't care about them. And people realize that. They recognize it. And this is not who you are. It's not who I am. It's not who we are as a country. I mean, I hate to even play the audio because it's Maxine Waters. Do we really even care about what Maxine Waters thinks? The only reason why we care about, for example, what Maxine Waters thinks is when she starts saying divisive things that will not get her taken off of Twitter, that will not get her taken off of social media at all, because of who she is, and that the left can say things that others can't. But again, when Maxine Waters is out there and being asked about Tim Scott last week and the fact that he said after the State of the Union, the address to Congress, the president, that we're not a racist country, and asked about that, and why not bring Maxine Waters in here? Because, she speaks for everybody. And when asked about it on MSNBC, she says,
not only the history of the country, but what is going on right now. As we watched the invasion of the Capitol on January 6th, and those people following Trump saying they were taking back their government and they were willing to harm people. As a matter of fact, not only were they willing to harm people for the Capitol Police, who happened to be people, police of color, African American, they were calling them names, the N-word. Every day we have seen, this nation get more racist than anybody thought perhaps would be at this point in time.
Now, there's no evidence to anything that she said. She just keeps talking about that. She'll just keep spewing that out as if it's gospel, and the media laps it up. And then you have the comment about the country being more racist each and every day. Do you really honestly believe that? Because Maxine Waters says it's true? And I'm bringing this up because the only way you're going to be able to fight against people like Maxine Waters and the disgusting things that she says and this continuation, because it's not going to be taken off of social media, she's not going to be treated like you, is that you have to do it in your own sphere. That you're the one that's going to have to say things to your friends and neighbors. If you really want it to change. I mean, certainly you hope and pray that there will be politicians that will come along and say the same things and fight that fight and articulate these points so that we would be able to communicate. But there's always going to be a left-right, at least for right now, and especially a media that's going to push back against everything that is true, is the truth, is the reality on the streets. But yet somehow we're being told we're quite the opposite. And it's bad enough that we have a media doing it. It's bad enough that we have people even locally doing it. We don't need school districts teaching it on a regular basis. We don't need people teaching the 1619 Project and critical race theory and and how we're a racist society and we started racist. So inherently everything we do is racist. And so you can't go into a store or a restaurant or any place else and not point and look and say, it's all around me. This whole place has to be shut down. This whole system has to be shut down. No, we're not. We're not doing it. And if you're waiting for a media to turn around and go, oh, we were wrong. Sorry about that. It doesn't happen that easily. It may not happen at all. This is the same media that put out a poll. Did you hear about this poll? This was great. CBS News did a survey along with YouGov, so you can trust it. 8 out of 10 viewers who turned in approved of President Biden's remarks. 85% of the viewers that approved of the joint session address was based on a largely Democrat audience. When they broke down the audience, it was 54% Democrats, 18% Republicans, and 25% independents. And we're supposed to trust you on these polls and everything else because... Yeah, because, hey, did you know Walter Cronkite used to work here? Yeah, remember that? Yeah, we can be trusted. I don't know. All right, 239-479-5592. Is there something else you wanted to touch on before we go? Is there anything else that we wanted to hit on? No, I think we're good. We could go. But, the one thing I want to talk about a little more tomorrow and get into this because it's starting to develop a little more is, there is a side right now that wants you to believe that Ron DeSantis is on the fringe, that anybody who supported the president, Trump, in the past, you guys are so out of touch that that's the fringe, that that doesn't exist anymore. We're seeing quite the opposite, quite the contrary. And for the party that wants to move on and wants to go to the Liz Cheneys and the Mitt Romneys and other establishment Republicans that have been there for the longest time, yeah, you're making a big mistake. Maybe we'll get into that more tomorrow. And even here in the state of Florida. Oh, by the way, Charlie Crist is running for governor in the state of Florida. Isn't that fantastic? Charlie Crist, who can't figure out if he's a Democrat or Republican. He's bringing back the Whig Party, everybody. He doesn't know what he's doing. But for a third time, third's a charm. Charlie Crist is back. And I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but I did say last week, actually a week and a half ago, that judging by some of the things that Val Demings was saying, I might see her trying to run for governor in the state of Florida. And we come to find out over the weekend that, yeah, it looks like she's going to run as well. So keeping an eye on all these stories. All right, let's go to the remainder of the forecast today with Wink News meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Hot and